Okay, so last time you had just said goodbye to Emiria, and you made your way back into the city to decide on what to do. You had been deck slapped by Madame Zostra.
That's true.
And on your way, you met Dr. Etouffet, who basically just wasted your time. And
Says you.
And gave you the ring, and sold you the Ring of the Rooster. Lagavulin.
We officially lost the Ring of the Rooster, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's bouncing. It's bouncing around somewhere in who knows in what state is it?
Hobo found it.
Is it bouncing?
Good lord.
Yeah, who knows? But wasted your time. You all decided to meet with the gang leaders. Little Jade Cat told you that, and then you decided to go. You went to the home of the Jade Iris, Little Yulong, to the Misty Morning, where Master Leaf had summoned all of the gang leaders, and you basically negotiated a loose ceasefire. While you all figured out what was happening, it was very difficult to convince them that the town was still in danger. However, when people were screaming outside and the wind was howling and stuff smelled real bad, you learned that, wow, maybe the town is still in danger. You ran outside, you saw the clouds forming with will-o-wisps dotting it in multicolors, and the face of what seemed to be an undead guru stitched up with no eyes.
Gross.
No, thank you.
Was basically taunting and threatening and saying he was coming, and it was coming to eat them.
Ew.
He got in his Toyota Camry and drove away.
Beep beep.
And it's gonna be one of those days.
That was my favorite moment from all of our sessions, was when that guy got in his Toyota Camry and drove away.
His Ford Windstar. Anyway, so with that, it is. So you saw Guru. He said that the veil between the sides was thinning, and that he was going to eat everyone and was coming back. You then said he reminded you about whose swamp it was. And then you ran to the cemetery.
I hate you, Mike.
What did I do?
He reminded us that this was his swamp.
Oh! This was his swamp, and he was going to remind you of it. And
I was just going to say, I need some fan art ASAP of Guru Shrek crossover. I'm talking Undead Lich Ogre Dragon fan art, please.
You have 4 hours. Good luck.
4 hours.
Yes. Okay, you then went to the cemetery, and outside, these horrible, shambling voodoo, living swamp plants, and this massive living cypress tree that spewed acid and did a ton. You guys quickly dispatched them. Quiet returned. It seemed to be more of a warning shot. And with that, you then eventually went to see Madame Zostra. She said that Baron Samedi has the power to shield himself in shadow, something that you saw him do on Guru when you met him on the riverboat.
That's true.
And she knew of an artifact that could shatter that. It was a bell that was shaped kind of like this strange swan-looking goose. And it was made of gold. And she bestowed this upon you. And she told you that you had one day, and then once sunset happened, the night air would be poisoned. To stay inside, stay in your quarters, and wait. And then you left, and that's where we started. So, you are all... Did you guys take a long rest, or are you outside of the hut?
We were outside the hut.
Okay.
And she warned us not to be outside at night.
The following.
Arsil, that's one of your...
Oh, it's Arcee! Hey!
Sup?
It's hard to pronounce.
I love it.
Zunder told me that we just call her Arcee to make it easy.
Oh, Arcee.
It's good to see you.
Welcome. You are all in the alley with the in front of the Emporium of Mysterium. As you turn around and look, the flap has dropped. It almost looks as if it's closed. And the town is still slow moving, mourning, the thousands of dead. Many people are fleeing the city. The hurriedness is not from the same jubilation and laughter and imbibing and depravity and debauchery that you're used to. It's now panic and fear. The entire tone has changed in this city, and you all are trying to do what you can to save it. What are you guys doing?
All right. I get a bad feeling about all of this. Especially because she's conveniently open exactly when we need her to.
Well,
And
I mean, to be fair, she does deck slap me before she invites us over, so it wouldn't really make sense if she deck slapped me and then was closed, you know what I mean? And she always puts a time, so we show up at the time that she said to come over after she deck slapped me, which would, by its very nature, mean that she was open for business. You know?
But, I mean, is she only open
For us?
For us. That's what I mean.
I've never seen anybody else in there.
That's right.
Well, I mean, no, I don't think so, because that first time we showed up, she hadn't invited us. And we came in the day and she was closed, but then we came in the evening and she was open. And so why would she have been open on just like a random Tuesday? I don't know if that's what this day is called, but I think that sounds fair. Why would she be open that day if she wasn't open for everybody? And it's not like everyone wandering around this town is thinking to themselves, I would really like some strange woman with gray hair to tell me my fortune and terrify me for the next 3 weeks, so that every time I have horrid nightmares, I think about the fortunes that she told me, and I wonder if they're coming true.
What if she's only open in there when we see her?
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know, like a campfire story. Like, she's not there unless we're there to see her and then for her to be there.
How would she do that?
Ooh.
I assume.
Well, didn't we? No. Oh, I love
That's right.
magic. No, but we asked people in town, and they told us where she was.
Oh,
so
that's
if that
true.
were the case, then how would they have given us
And
a
guess I'm a
key to
little
them?
paranoid.
Titan
And
was one
Titan
as
knew
well,
about
as
her.
well.
So obviously she's a staple of the
No,
town.
you're right. And the first time that we found her, she was open, and it was only a few days ago, but for some reason it feels like it was like 2 or 3 months ago.
It does.
Weirdly.
But none of that is important in any way whatsoever. We have to get to the Shadowfell basically right now. Like 2 minutes ago.
Well, we have to wait
Before we have
until
this conversation
the
about
Cloven delivers the
Amazon.
device to...
No, I don't think that I can. And the reason being is what she said in there. I think that Titania's in the Shadowfell and I think they're getting mud on her dress.
Now, I understand that you're upset, and I understand why. It's very valid. But
Can you tell by the way I'm profusely sweating?
I do. I wasn't going to mention it, but
Oh, I was hoping it would look like glitter in the moonlight, but I can feel it.
it's very,
Oh, I licked some. It's salty.
Anyway, you said yourself, before you found out this information, and I believe, if I'm gonna quote her here, none of us should do anything rash by rushing in before we need to.
That's right.
Yeah, so at the moment anyone's told me not to do any rash, I'm inclined to immediately do something rash.
I understand. We've been traveling with you for a while now, and we know that.
Oh, so you wanted me to do something rash.
And I get on my broom and I look at them.
We don't want you to go anywhere.
Choose your words carefully, lad.
I'm so confused.
I would be very happy if we could all go back to the ship and have a lovely family night together.
Oh, that
We can
sounds
play.
terrible.
No, it'll be great. We can play games. We can talk about our feelings or not, and have a drink.
Or we can
And
drink?
We can absolutely
right.
drink. And then all next thing you know, it'll be tomorrow evening. The Cloven will deliver the tool that we need to enter the Shadowfell and direct us directly to Titania.
Okay, well, some of those things sound really good, except for the whole spending time with you guys thing. It's not you guys, it's Rodek. I mean, it's not even really Rodek anymore. I have to figure out which one of you I'm gonna hate next.
We could have family time
So,
separate
hold on.
from each other.
So I didn't like you,
Together
and then
or
I stopped
alone?
liking Annulin, and then I stopped liking Rodek, which means if I'm going in the right order, that means I should stop liking Rodek again.
All right. Part of the
sense.
course.
Totally
Let's go.
fair. I agree.
Okay.
Let's head back because while Madame Zofstra said that tomorrow night we need to not be outdoors, I'm not gonna risk it, and I'm gonna say that tonight we
I
should
agree.
also stay indoors. So
There's
we
a
should.
giant
Should
dragon
we
in the
question
clouds.
though?
But
I
if
mean, why
tomorrow-
to trust her? We're kind of just blindly trusting.
Here's the thing: we have spent the last several weeks almost completely in the dark, whether that be literally or figuratively, with regards to what's been going on in this God's forsaken city. Now, while I hate to just blindly trust Madame Zofstra, she hasn't exactly steered us wrong yet.
Tree Sponge, thank you.
And normally the whole rushing into things is my shtick. And if Sylvie's gonna take that, then I suppose I should try to be slightly more rational than usual.
What do you mean?
I agree.
I don't like sticks.
No, but if we think through what she's done for us, she gave us the holy water to defeat our foes.
Yeah, but okay, anyway. So Annulin, the thing is, why don't you stay outside tomorrow if you don't trust her? And then if you die, well, then you'll know that we should have trusted her. But the rest of us are going to stay inside because we don't think that it's worth risking not trusting her, and it's honestly just a night. But it's fine. So when you wander the streets, can you look for my Ring of the Rooster? Because I threw it out of that one shop.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Tomorrow night when you walk through town by yourself.
Let's get back to the night's patients.
We're walking
and then
and
we can discuss what we're going to do tomorrow. I, for one, had a lovely time at the bathhouse that I went to, and I will probably go back because I have a good chance to die, I suppose, when we go into the Shadowfell, and I'd like to enjoy at least one more lovely bath.
Well, that's the thing. Do any of us know what the Shadowfell's like?
There were hookers. What?
In the Shadowfell?
No, I didn't say anything.
There are hookers in the Shadowfell?
I didn't say hookers.
No. It's a term of phrase. You know, like hooks?
Like they
like
you in?
like that.
Oh.
Yes.
They're terrible hook horrors. That's right.
Hookers.
So
I've read about those in a book
unrelated,
once.
will take a bath. I'm going to go...
Oh, do you want to hear a funny story? I read a book upside down once.
Alright. Are we at the boat yet?
You're at the boat. You arrived at the
thank
ship.
goodness.
The ship. They actually do
The
not
nice
like.
patience.
They
Look
don't
how
like
lovely
you
it is.
calling it a boat. It's a ship.
That's right. Oh, fuck.
They remind you every time. The crew reminds you every time you call it a boat.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You do not call it a
The
boat.
stench of the swamp
Why?
is even more potent than it was the previous night. As the fog is rolling in from the bayou as you make your way, as it's getting deep into night. You all make your way down into the galley, and you enjoy drinks and whatever you guys want to do for the rest of the evening.
So, we're sitting around the table in the galley drinking. Tomorrow, I'm going to go and buy as many potions as Master Relief is willing to sell us.
Well, I think that you should make haste, and you should go very quickly because, we're really in that conundrum of what constitutes night. Is that late afternoon?
I agree.
Early evening? Once it gets completely dark?
I think
So
once the sun
you have to make
sets.
sure that you're back in more than enough time. What if something happens and the clouds roll in midday, and because it's dark, that constitutes night?
No, first thing, I'll wake up, I'll go
Who's
right there.
first?
In the morning, I will go buy potions. Alright?
Thank you for the
Vicious, thank
follow,
you.
Vin.
So like
Vin Vicious! Vin the Vicious!
Vin the Vicious.
Oh my god!
We have our own Vic the Vicious in this
And
story.
Nick the Nasty.
And Nick the Nasty.
Thank
True.
you.
I don't remember who was who.
You were Vic the Vicious.
I have to go back and look again.
You were Vic. He was...
I'm like right at that part in my rewind thing. Anyway, keep going.
Regardless, I'm going to buy us potions. May I take some of the gold?
No.
Oh no, it's in the bag of holding. Never mind, I have it. You
No,
just keep
actually,
track of it.
no, it's funny that you should say that because I actually took all of it and strapped it to myself.
Sylvie has like these huge sacks tied around her ankles that she's just behind
Her
her.
legs are ripped because it's like weighted her down.
Everything else about her is like known proportions, but she has the biggest calves you've ever seen.
Holes in doors.
She never skips like that.
Yeah. Every moment
Alright.
is like
Well,
that.
Annulin never skips Hands Day, so.
Oh!
Get it.
Now, look, I agree. I think we need to be inside early, like right after noon. I say we just wait inside
So, do
and
you
prepare.
think that it makes sense for only one of us to venture out and go get potions?
Well, we can all go. That's fine.
Well, but so if we miscalculate the time,
Right?
if only one of us goes, then only one of us dies?
Fine.
And I've got an appointment with the bath.
He is going to the bath. I'm going to buy potions. You
What
two
happens
could
at the
accompany me.
bath?
I relax and enjoy myself before I inevitably die in the Shadowfell.
Is that thing where you sit in warm water and you light small fires?
Yes,
Aye,
and it's
aye.
very relaxing and pleasant.
Oh, I've never lit small fires before.
All right.
Okay, it's the first time for everything.
Perhaps you go with Avantris then.
I was never able to find an owl that I was looking for, did I?
Mm-mm.
Were you going to look for an owl?
I was
No,
supposed
Charlie
to, like,
Utter
when we
only
were
had
walking
seagulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie
shitty
fucking
ass
Utter.
Only fucking seagulls! Oh my god. Oh, fucking poker! There we go.
Poker?
I got it.
Like
Anyway.
poker?
So you will have an
I was
opportunity
thinking
to
Weird
look for
Al
owls
polka.
Yeah.
at another date. So you
Easy
all
mistake to make.
We go to bed.
you all enjoy the evening. And thanks for the follow. XX69 worst dad 420.
That's
XX.
the best
That has been my favorite
ever.
follower.
This really just sets the tone for the evening. We're struggling right guys. Welcome.
It's a
welcome.
giddy night.
Welcome.
It is. It's a giddy.
It's a giddy night. That's fine. It's a fun night.
Team.
It's there's low pressure. Not a lot is happening in the camp.
Nah.
So
Nah.
you all settle into your beds, and night passes, and after all of the horrible things you've seen, it's nice to just enjoy a quiet evening and a comfortable evening, and you all enjoy a long rest.
Oh, yay.
Hot diggity dog.
And
Yeah.
you
I was
awake.
literally just gonna say that.
You awake the next morning.
You know what my favorite part of long rests are? One day closer to the Bounty Hunter's Bebop.
Ooh. Do you have a counter?
I do. I've been keeping track. It's been 2
Is it
nights.
in D&D Beyond?
No, I typed out the entire ability in my notes, and then I keep track of how many days since I've used it.
Word. Because that would be a handy thing if they're watching to add.
You'd have to
So-
make custom. Sorry, we'll talk about it.
You awake, and you're used to the morning sun coming through.
It's been 7 days since we used our dice, so you guys want to
Has it?
roll?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never forgot to use my spell.
It has
Yeah,
been.
we should
What is it?
definitely.
It's a D6, right?
2d6.
2d6.
Oh god, I
So
hope you
for
guys
the
have
viewers,
I don't.
we killed Remy Guru, and we
Pull it
stole
up.
his dice, and it's
7.
a magical item we can all use. And I'm going to use my 2 skull dice, and we roll 2 dice, and I got a 4, and then when we roll his dice, it empowers us with a voodoo spell that we can cast, and we can cast it over a period of 7 days, only once, but it's fun.
So what's the chart? I want to know what I'm aiming for here.
So I just rolled a 4. I'm just
It's
gonna
more
write
fun if
down.
you just
You
roll
want to
and
get
get
snake
what you want.
eyes? No, I don't know.
I don't think... Something happens when you get snake eyes.
8.
forget
I bet
what
you that's
though.
exactly what I rolled last time, and I think it's just going to be, what was it, confusion?
So, 8 is bestow curse.
Oh!
It's bestow curse.
So good.
What did you get, Rich?
Yes.
4 hideous laughter.
Nice.
Sylvie, what did you get?
I got a 7.
Spirit guardians.
Nice!
But it's like voodoo tiki mask kind of business.
That's fine.
It will be Faye and Sylvie's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, so you both have spirit guardians. Okay.
We got the same spell again.
Yeah.
That's twice in a row.
Yeah, that's twice in a row.
So you awake and you're used to you all get together. You roll your dice. You're all planning for the day. The morning sun, however, as you're used to, is far darker. As you peek out of the portholes and the windows of your chambers, you see that the fog is dense over Ogden.
Oh boy.
You can see out into the harbor, but it is rolling, and you can see the sun up above, but it is heavily obscured by this fog. The smell of the swamp is stronger. It drifts down. You're almost getting nose blind to it, but it is dank.
So that original smell that we smelled when he came up has never dissipated.
No.
Okay.
So you all are in the galley. What are you guys doing?
Yo, this is a fucked up spell, by the way.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's so good.
Well, I don't know if anyone else had the chance to look out their window, but it definitely looks like more and more as this goes on that there's more of a chance that we're going to die, so I'm going to make haste to the bathhouse.
I agree. I think, like we said, we should go right away and get back as early as possible.
Well, I'll be going. If anyone needs me, I'll have my sending stone on me,
Right,
but
be
it may
careful,
not
lads.
necessarily be within arm's reach. I may be preoccupied in the tub, but we'll figure it out.
Does this work? Let's test.
Oh, I can always hear you guys in my head, not
That's
the other
right.
way. Perfect,
That's right.
perfect.
That's right.
I will come running, even if I'm butt naked.
Oh, you all
Please
didn't
don't. Please
die.
don't.
Color me impressed.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, hi, Orpheus, it's Sylvie. Orpheus, it's Sylvie.
And I'm just yelling this because I don't actually have one, so I'm yelling this at Rhoda.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm just teaching Evangeline how to juggle knives.
I told you not to spend time with my sister.
Oh, did you tell me that?
Yes.
I mean, Evangeline who? Gus, my bat, is it ready? Oh, yeah, it's ready. The bat connect.
No. Oh, good. Horizon, your service is terrible.
And I shake my fist towards the horizon, and then I hand you the rock back.
At some point, we probably should check in with Orpheus, but probably not right now. We need to go.
I'm going to the baths. Goodbye.
No, I'm just gonna stay
I'm walking
here.
away. I'm gonna be in my armor, and I'm taking everything I normally have with me.
Yeah.
And extra clothes and like a towel.
You make your way to the baths. There are a couple bathhouses in Agwe that you're familiar with. Many of them are closed. You do manage to find one of some entrepreneurial folks that are trying to take advantage of the fact that everyone's leaving town and that there's not much competition. And so it is definitely a skeleton crew at this bathhouse, but you're able to do whatever you'd like. Depending on what you want to do, it'll probably cost you like 10 gold pieces.
Say no more.
I would like to make haste to the Misty Morning.
You go to the Misty Morning. You make your way to little...
I'm going with him.
So you're going with him.
Potato Joseph,
Potato Joseph, you're there.
Thanks again.
Thank you so
Goodness
much.
gracious.
We 100% will need this soon.
Thank you.
Given that
So we'll change the music.
is when shit gets started.
Squishy.
I do not keep
got to
track
tickle my
of
throat.
TOFs for this campaign. Do we know how many we have?
Yes, I have it.
Because I will start doing that.
I have 4 written down, is that
You're
right?
the best. We love you so much. So now we're at 5.
We're at 5.
You make your way.
Yeah, we will.
You see Jem
rich.
from Paul.
I don't think we have.
No, I don't think so.
You see Jem standing at the counter, and she says, "Oh, welcome back to the wonders. Oh, you're going to the wonders of Shishi, not this morning.
That's the tea shop.
You're going to
Okay.
Unless you
So-
want to go see.
Unless you want to see Master Wave.
What? Well, first I'll go to the... I'm gonna go to Master Lee first.
Okay.
Because I know that he brews potions and shit, right? Or tea,
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to him first.
You make your way to the Misty Morning. You wind through the streets. It seems as if a lot more individuals are staying in Little Yulong than in Magnolia Promenade. It seems like a lot of these the tourism areas are mostly cleared out, but a lot of the individuals in Little Yulong are standing firm. You make your way to the Misty Morning, and it's very quiet. There's exactly one customer. And you see Leaf just going through, and there's a long wall with shelves and a collection of all these little figurines. And he's very carefully dusting them as you enter.
Hello there, Master Leaf.
Ah, my friend Rodek. How are you?
Anyone's here as well?
The negotiator. Oh, and Anulin, you're here as well. Also a negotiator.
You know.
More Rodek, more so.
Yeah.
Well,
You're learning.
Yeah.
You're
funny
learning.
you should mention that. Is everyone safe? Are we feeling after last night?
Everyone is safe. There were a few shambling shrubberies that we took down very easily. I do not know what his plan was.
Well, it could get quite a bit worse. We are planning to head straight into the Shadowfell.
The Shadowfell.
Do you know of it?
I have heard stories. I know it exists. Do you not hear of someone coming into a tea shop and say, "Oh yes, we're going to take us a little evening stroll into the Shadowfell"? You do not hear that.
That's right. I bring that up because it's very dangerous, as you might imagine, but our plan is to cut off the danger at its source and defeat Guru's patron, Baron Samadi.
The Shadow Man.
That's right. And we believe he's responsible for all of this, and he means to destroy all of Agwe and perhaps all of the continent, or even all of Avantris. So you helped us tremendously in defeating Alphonse, and I just wanted to ask if you had any more brews or potions prepared that could help us along our way.
I wish I was more useful, but after the horrors that Alphonse Leblanc unleashed on the city and the losses of all of the gangs, I'm very, very low on my stores. I don't have much. I may be able to part with a little bit. Make a persuasion check.
No. 6.
I believe that gem at the Wonders of Shishi may have some remaining for sale, but my brews, it would at least take a day. I could provide some tomorrow.
Alright, that would be greatly useful. Just tell all of your people, don't go outside tonight.
I will. Why? What is the danger?
We've been warned that the air will be poison. If you could let the other gangs know, just if we can enact some kind of citywide curfew, just make sure that everyone's inside.
And just when I thought I was going to take an evening stroll with Spirit. Very well. I will put out the word as quickly as I can.
Alright. Well, thank you so much. We'll check in tomorrow.
Thank you, and just so you know, both of you, I do not know if I trust Ickis in his commitment to our plan.
That doesn't.
I think we have scared him into a ceasefire for now, but if there is further unrest, who knows what he will do. When it comes to money, the slaving business, especially as long as Nziri's Forge Master in Svarog pays quite a lot.
Well, we'll deal that when we need to. For now, let's just hope he doesn't stab us in the back, eh?
I will hope, and I will put out the word.
Alright.
I will send what I can tomorrow when I can.
Stay safe.
We appreciate it.
You too.
Before we go, I've asked around some other places, but do you know of any place that I could find an owl or a reliable bird that could carry a message?
A reliable
Preferably not
bird
a seagull.
to carry a message. I may have the thing.
Really?
Make a persuasion check, please. At advantage.
Generous. Ooh. 10.
10. I'll say that was the DC.
I'll say that was the DC.
DM's in a good mood
It
tonight.
was.
Right in the heart.
It's a good night. It's a good night. You see him walk to his shelves of figurines.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
I was hoping that would happen.
you see his furred paw waving around his fingers as he strokes his long beard from his cat-like face. And he hovers his over a hand of all of these are carved out of jade. And
is there a cat up there?
You see a cat, and it looks like
So we already met the cat, right?
you already met the cat. And he stops and he hovers, and there seems to be a peacock with a huge furled tail, and he goes to reach it, and he stops for a moment, and he says, "Thank you,
Thank you,
for the follow, Misfit BC."
Thank you so much.
BC.
Thanks, Misfit.
And now, I think this, and he reaches, and you see him reach for one of the larger statues. It is a tall, regal-looking crane with a long neck and long bill.
Wow.
And he puts his hand over it and waves it. G, come! And it flutters, and somehow this jade statue is able to gain lift from its wings, and as it flaps out its wings in full span, they are huge relative to its body. As he flops down onto his hand, kind of perching awkwardly, it's a pretty sizable statue. And he says, "Are you willing to make a journey to deliver a letter for a friend?" And the statue kind of and then nods. and then he raises his paw down, or lowers his paw, and holds out G, allegedly is the name of this crane. He says, "G, this is young Miss Annulin Mossgrove. She has a very important letter to send, I assume."
I do. It's very important to me, anyway.
Do you have it now?
I do. And so I'll reach in my pack, and it's already rolled, so I'll take a bit of twine and tie it to the bird's leg
do
or
that.
something.
And you do that easily. Not even an animal handling check, as it is. It's constructed effortlessly. Raises its leg, allows you to tie it on firmly, and says, "Are you comfortable?" And it's kind of like, and then nods a little bit, and he turns to you, holding G out, and says, "What is the destination? Whom are you sending it to?"
I'm sending it to my brother in the city that I can't remember the name of.
Maka.
Maka, I keep forgetting it.
M-A-C-H-A.
Maka.
Maka.
Yeah, to my brother Ronmir.
Well, are you ready for a very long journey, G? You haven't stretched your wings for a while, and you could use the exercise. I assume his last name is Mossgrove.
If he hasn't completely abandoned our family, I would hope so.
And he waves his paw over and says, Ronmir Mossgrove, Maka, Wood Elf. G, fair winds. And he raises his paw, and the crane arcs its head back and lets out a squawk and lifts off and flies through the tea shop and then out the open door.
Okay, awesome. I can't thank you enough. It's been so hard to find a way to get a letter there these days. They won't let anybody into the city.
Well, G is very sneaky, and hopefully we'll be able to get past anyone that would be trying to prevent him from getting in.
Can I pay you or repay the favor somehow?
No, do not mention it. I wish I could do more with my special brews. Consider that as my way of repaying you for what you have done and helping negotiate a ceasefire so that we cutthroats didn't tear this town apart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He bows and says, Be brave in the shadows. You will need all of the courage you can get. Show them that the light always triumphs.
That's right.
I'll certainly try.
All right.
You all leave.
For the sake of brevity, should we
yeah.
just buy potions?
Buy potions, however many you like.
Okay.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know how much money we have, as long as we can afford it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Well, we'll figure it out as we can figure it out off the line, or if we need them now. Yeah.
How many do you want to buy?
I at least.
Because I don't think I have any left.
What is it? 50, 100, 450, 1250?
I think we should at least have. We should
Oh,
each have 5 greater healing potions.
I have
each.
2 superior. I don't have any graders. I used up all the graders.
Graders are 450, I believe.
I use my potion of heroism, right?
And I have that left as well, but that's it.
So
So I'm actually better off than I thought.
I have 8 potions of greater healing.
I have no greater healing left. I have 3 superiors left.
I don't have any superiors, but I have my graders left.
So I would like to buy 20 graders.
20 graders?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much are they a piece?
That's 450.
Right? No, graders are only 100. Right?
Oh, yeah. They want above. So it's regular. Oh, grader is, hold on.
Is that fair?
It's 150. 150 is greater. And then 20% off of that. So
that's right.
Just tell me how much.
So
I'm bad at math.
That's 120 a pop.
Should I buy
With a
more?
discount. Well, we're actually going to buy them all.
Yeah, you
Oh,
buy
okay.
them.
For us.
So it's 2,400 gold.
Okay.
So we'll
I
have
have
20
4
that we
greater.
can distribute. Just so
And
that
you
we
want any
have them.
superiors?
I have 2.
I have 3. I think we should buy like 4 more, just so we each get 1 more.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay, so 450 each.
But minus 20%.
Hold on.
Do you mind?
450, yep.
So 1440. So everybody up their superior healing by 1.
Okay.
And then I'm just assuming you're going to give me 5
And
graders.
everybody take 5 graders.
5 graders, 1 superior.
Yep. And then, are there any other interesting potions? Are there any potions of heroism?
I'll say, yeah, they're potions of heroism.
You can have mine.
Okay, I'll take one.
That's only 150 gold.
Oh shit.
150 gold.
Let's buy 4 of those.
No, 180. Apologies. 180.
I'm so excited to use these bottles.
180, yeah.
We'll buy 4 of those.
Yep.
So that is
20% off.
180.
Shopping.
What are you excited to use? Oh, the bottles.
They're potions.
I see that.
With the correct number of dice.
576.
Okay.
Everybody take a potion of heroism.
Okay.
Just one?
Just one.
And I'll say, and you'll see what you guys get tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So, Anulin and Rhoda, you carry boxes full. They're all beautifully packaged, as they always are. Jem thanks you for being members of the Wonders of Shishi, and she wishes you the best of luck.
Oh, how much were the potions for heroism? I didn't take that.
576.
And you all make your way back to the
Guys.
ship. Sylvie, what are you doing?
I'm just basking in the sun, same as I did the day before.
Okay, so you are basking in the sun.
Lumi and I are both drinking Mai Tais on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
We're in Fae-style bikinis made from leaves and vines.
It's definitely a different sight than it was before, as you're smelling swamp gas and you're basking as the fog is rolling in.
But otherwise, it looks exactly the same.
And it looks exactly
the same. Sunglasses on.
The foil frame.
Yep.
You're like clouds. The sun gets darker and darker as the fog rolls in, and it starts to get a little bit stinkier.
The only difference is we now have like clothespins on our nose.
Thank you, Mayo, for the bits.
Thanks, Mayo.
Okay, so you all arrive back in the galley of the Knight's Patience, and you're there to do whatever you want.
I think we would just chat and kind of wait for evening. Right?
I think that we should make sure that all of the ship hands and the captain know to stay inside. Let's not, let's get the ship rigged safely to the harbor, and then nobody works tonight.
I agree.
Just just in case there is swamp gases that kill people.
All right.
I'll just make it back to the Knight's Patience without a Mr. Wolcott incident, and we're good.
It's looking very nearly rough, like a Wolcott incident for you.
No, not without anything.
Yeah,
no incident.
No incident at all. Right through the pants. And
yes.
And watch Deadwood, ladies and gentlemen. And you make your way back to the ship. You're all on the galley. As you're sitting and you're drinking, and you let Captain Isaacs know to have everyone stay below deck, and you tell him that Madame Zostra had told you to stay in your quarters for the night and to wait, and the night air was poison, and he is very concerned about that, and just for the sake of brevity, he tells the ship tells you that the crew will be in their quarters, they'll be alert, they'll be listening for any kind of sign of danger, but they will follow your orders as they serve you. And it would be difficult to even see anything through the fog anyway. So.
How was your bath?
Well,
did you light little fires?
Yes, there were many candles.
What's that?
It's a little fire.
Oh, that's a cool name for a little fire.
Incense and things like that. It's very relaxing.
You put it in your change?
No, they smell nice, and it helps ease the mind.
The little fires smell nice?
They do.
Oh.
It's pretty magical.
What do they smell like?
All sorts of exotic herbs and spices.
12
of them to be exact.
It was great.
Like turmeric.
I don't know
and
what that
cayenne.
means. It was exotic.
Salt.
That's one of them, yes.
Ooh, very exotic, that's right.
I've never sniffed salt before, but I heard about it.
They throw it right in the tub.
For real?
Yeah.
I've got to go to this place.
Well, if we survive, I'll be going back. So, but it's...
Can I come with you? We could share a tub.
That's probably not the best idea.
Nikki knows, but Sylvie doesn't.
They separate the men and the women.
Oh. Why?
We have all night to explain it, but I don't have any time to explain it.
I'm so confused.
Van just explains it.
Oh.
I get into very graphic detail about what happens at the bath. And
well, that's not weird.
No.
Church.
Yeah. Whoops.
Now I think we just sit and wait, and I want to be looking at a porthole, just keeping an eye out, just so I can see what this poisonous air is going to look like.
Yeah. So out of character, you mentioned poisonous air. Is that what Madame Zoffman said?
I didn't remember her
specifically?
saying that.
Yes, she said the air would be poison.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
She said the air is poison. The night air is poison.
Okay, maybe I just thought she meant it figuratively.
She may very well mean it figuratively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, you saying that, I don't remember that at all, but I remember her saying that it was going to be dangerous, and maybe I was just taking it figuratively and glossed over that. Okay, so in character.
I don't know,
So, completely side thing, I love it when you're Avantris, because even your mannerisms are Avantris, because you look like you're wielding a rapier. You're like, I thought it was figuratively, as if you were, pairing with somebody. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. I don't even realize I'm doing it.
I figured.
Now we should be on alert and just prepare for anything that happens. And be ready to fight if we need to.
I suppose that means we won't be drinking tonight.
No.
I think that's perfectly fine, except for the part where we're being alert. Because I don't know who Allard is. So, even though I have the ability to disguise myself and do illusions, I don't know what Allard looks like. And if I'm not Allard tonight, then I might die.
No. Alert?
And you see as Sylvie begins to start crying.
No. Do you know what the word alert means?
I literally said I don't know what he looks like.
No. How about forget that? Just keep your eyes open for bad things.
Keep your wits about you.
Right?
Oh, I have him right here on my side.
Well,
Always.
you're fine.
Always.
Oh, okay, so as long as I have my wits, I don't have to be Allard.
Right.
No.
Great. God, that was really nerve-wracking. I mean, you honestly could have just told me what he looked like and that would have alleviated the whole thing, but it's fine.
Has the sun gone down yet?
I don't know.
Are we able to see through the fog?
The sun has gone down, and the fog is so dense at this point. It's very difficult to even see much past the portholes of the galley.
Not to change the subject or anything, but if we are concerned that this is actually some sort of poisonous vapors, is it just gonna seep under the door and we're all gonna die?
So I thought about that for a moment, but I think that if that were the case, then Madame Sostra would have said, get underground, dig a hole, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, quick, before the poisonous fog comes, and get in there, you know what I mean?
Fair enough. I agree. I also wasn't sure that it was a literal thing, so I was but I just want to be prepared for anything.
But all that aside, there is something we do need to talk about, and that is that when we do get to the Shadowfell, I can make no promises for your safety. I love all of you very much, but Titania's my best friend. And if she's in trouble, I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure that she's safe. Because the last thing I would ever want is for someone to put mud on her dress.
To be fair, I think that is kind of an unwritten rule of all of us traveling together, is we've never guaranteed any of our safeties, whether it be individually or as a group. And as long as you aren't actively sacrificing us to any kind of dark machinations, then I'm okay with it.
So if I have to sacrifice you...
You are not allowed to, is what I meant.
To save Titania,
no.
I will do that with your permission.
You don't have my permission. No, you don't have my permission.
Once you give it, you can't revoke it.
I never gave it. I specifically
I'm pretty
said,
sure you first said
as long as you're not sacrificing us.
No, that's not what your words were. It was something to do with pummeling, I think.
Annulin, right, back me up here.
Don't worry, I would never sacrifice either one of you.
Specifically said, don't sacrifice us.
It was almost like he could read my thoughts, because I was thinking to myself, if I have to sacrifice one of them, it will be Avantris. And then he said, yeah, it's okay, do whatever you have to do, Sylvie. And so now I know that Annulin's fine, and you're fine, and Avantris will die if I have to.
No,
that does seem like better odds.
No.
What?
Thank you, Rogan.
No. Look. I want to help you save Titania.
As do I.
We can all work together like we have for the last year, or not year, but months at this point.
It's almost a year, right?
Well, but to be fair, none of you have ever actually done anything for me. I've followed you around all of the time. I helped you capture Orpheus, and then we helped you save your hometown.
Right.
And then, we traveled all the way over here to help you rescue Hissy.
Yes.
And then we went on that mini adventure to try and help you save your friend's life.
That's true.
And then I convinced Amiria not to kill herself to help you keep another one of your friends.
Right.
And actually, speaking of that, we haven't done anything for any of us but Avantris. He's definitely the one who's going to be sacrificed.
I'm pretty great on that.
The group.
You guys must really love me.
No, and now I'm starting to wonder, why did I do that?
Do you think that I wouldn't repay the favor?
Well, no, I'm saying you must now.
Well, as long as you're not going to sacrifice me, I will back you up.
Well,
That's fair. You can't collect on your good deeds if he dies.
No, actually, that's exactly how I would collect on my good deeds. I've done all of these things to help him.
It just seems like a poor value because you've done so many things, and that would just be one thing.
That's right. I wouldn't be able to continually help you.
And be dead and not be able to
Avantris, don't listen. Annulin, the thing is that I don't think that Avantris is good for much because he hasn't been able to do any of these simple things on his own. He just needed 3 people to drag around and do his bidding.
But maybe he's just lonely and likes to have us around.
Well, I can't speak for everybody else, but I don't think he likes having you around.
Well... Okay. That's fair.
Avantris, you can listen again.
Okay. Have we reached an agreement about not sacrificing me?
It's kind of going to be an in-the-moment thing.
No,
yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think we've agreed that we're not going to sacrifice me. Because then I can't help you again.
I've agreed to that?
Yes.
Oh, well, in that case, that sounds solid.
Perfect. I'm glad that
I don't remember doing that, but if you say so.
It definitely happened.
How does the air look?
The air looks foggy.
Thank you, Quest and Chaos.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
You look outside, and the fog is so thick, and it's so dark at this point. It seems like it's almost as if there's no moonlight, despite it being just past the full moon. But it's very difficult to see outside your portals.
Can I stick my ear up to the porthole and listen and just see if I hear any sounds?
Yeah, make a perception check. Why don't you?
Why don't you?
Build me up, Buttercup baby, just to let me down.
Slow you down, you know.
19.
19. You listen.
I should have been a bard.
And through the creaking of the ship and the rustling of the movement of the crew walking around and the voices, it's difficult to hear anything outside.
Well, I don't hear anybody dying outside, so...
Are we trying to actively stay away? Should we take, rotating watch again?
We should all be watching. All of us. All around.
No, I mean, but eventually we have to sleep at some point.
And I just
we don't want you guys to be
want
exhausted.
to make it known that I have not blinked once since Rodek told me to keep my eyes open.
Got it.
Your eyes have crusted over.
Would we even notice?
They're bloodshot and dry at this point.
So
SpongeBob
you discuss and you wait. You keep watch. You're in whatever one of your quarters that you are. Just keeping watch out of the 2 windows in that quarter. And it goes on unless there's anything else you would like to discuss as you wait.
I think we're just waiting to either hear from the Cloven or to see what the whole poison thing is. And no, we're not going to fall asleep.
The night goes on,
to sleep.
and it gets later.
But you guys have to sleep at some point. Was my question, right? I mean,
well, it's just I'll stay awake as long as I can.
That's fine, but I will sleep for as long as I can.
I think that's okay. I not to stop you right as you're about to start to monologue, but I think it's fine. You need to get rest. We have a very big day ahead of us, and we don't know when the next time we'll be able to sleep comfortably.
If it gets too late, then
we will go to bed. We both meditate, and we will take turns, and it will be all right.
Yeah, and they'll wake us up if anything crazy happens.
Agreed.
You know?
All right.
So the night goes on. You sit and you wait. You hear the sound of the boat creaking back and forth. However, as it gets later and later, there's an eerie quiet that comes over the room. And you hear the clock in the corner of this relatively lavish room. Bong! 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 12 times. for midnight. And then immediately after it finishes, the last bong, you hear something from outside, the hallway outside. A thud of a boot print. Another one. Oh, dear Lord. Another one. Another one. And it gets louder and louder.
Is this an interior hallway?
It's an interior hallway.
Either of them are asleep,
I'm gonna jolt awake.
Yeah.
Oh my, is somebody making a poultice?
Shh. Until it stops right outside of your door.
I'm gonna draw an arrow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump on Rodek's chest.
I'm gonna very quietly pull out Edward's final chapter.
You do that.
Wake up.
You all get ready. And then silence. And then 9 knocks.
Oh.
That's horrifying.
Hello, who is it?
No response.
Do you want me to open it?
Captain Isaacs?
I run over and open the door.
You open the door, and as the door opens,
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sylvie Flick. What are you?
The entire door frame is completely filled with a massive creature. Unlike anything that you have seen. Deep, burgundy-colored, leathery skin. Smoking black plate armor all over. In a massive clawed hand holding a long saw-like glaive. His legs are covered in hair, in these strange, almost goat-like legs that end in massive hooves. A thick, wriggling tail is behind his back. It's just as red and scaly as the rest of his body. You see his blazing red eyes looking down at you. And most strangely, all around his face are dozens of long, wriggling appendages that are like barbed tentacles, almost making a beard of these horrible, fleshy appendages. And 2 large horns rising to the ceiling. And in between these, you notice a strangely familiar woolen hat. Derek, you want to come up here?
No way.
Hi! What's become of my fucking property?
Did you guys not know? Where you sitting, buddy?
I'm so happy! Oh my god, Derek!
I gotta make room.
I'm gonna cry!
Let me sit down.
Somebody needs to clip all of our faces going.
Pardon us as we adjust.
No fucking
Oh, I'm so
way.
excited!
Oh my
So the only thing we recognize is the hat.
Holy fuck.
Did you know? You could have known.
Look at the overlay.
I hate you.
You knew.
So
You
much.
did. I can't believe. I would have thought you were the
Was I
one who
there
would
the
have known,
whole
not
time?
him.
I'm
What?
so
Did you just
pissed.
switch that?
I just switched it.
Oh, I was like,
I
Hey,
literally,
everybody.
I was literally working on the overlay today because I made a new map overlay, and this piece of shit wasn't like, oh yeah, by the way, Derek's gonna be here. I hate you so much.
I would have
right
thought
now.
if one of the
Pumped
two you
the
knew would have been
fuck
Nikki,
up.
because she usually makes the overlays.
Well,
Yep.
So you look
literally
different
just,
now.
I literally
you
just,
don't look
a little
like
different.
you don't look like
A
Mathias.
a little,
Okay.
a little different.
I literally
Holy
just happy
fuck.
cried. That is a thing that happened.
How long have you been? When did you get here?
Yeah.
I've been here since like 7:30.
Where have you been?
Did you come home with
Literally
Mike?
just down in the landing, just like chatting on the fucking
Oh my god!
Because you've been in fucking chat.
holy fuck.
The ruse continues.
You were so lucky I didn't go downstairs to poop in our bathroom.
Fair. That's fair.
Because I
You would have
literally,
heard.
I would have walked
Yeah.
downstairs and you guys would have heard me scream bloody murder.
How do you look? How do you look?
Yeah, I thought about that.
Holy shit!
That was the risk I took.
Up just a smidge, I think.
Holy fucking moly.
I'm shaking because like I've been downstairs thinking like I'm gonna get caught, I'm gonna sneeze.
Holy fuck.
Achoo, what was that? Woof.
well, now I have to get
It was a
caught.
I have so many questions.
So many
Welcome,
questions.
Derek.
Hey!
Welcome, Derek.
If you do want to just give a little background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
So,
Yeah, I
I'm
need
gonna
to
pee
go.
while you do that.
Well,
I'm
so
so
yeah, thank you.
excited.
We're going to take a quick coffee break while this happens. Apologies. I figured that the surprise was worth having all the camera ready to go.
Yes.
And so Derek is playing. He was actually the guest in Prime 40 sessions ago.
Yes, 40 sessions.
40 sessions ago.
Yep. 40 sessions.
In the second arc of the campaign, in the Tides of Chaos, Midnight Mathias White was
Sylvie's husband.
Sylvie's husband, Santa Claus himself, was a revenant pirate, trying to find and kill someone that had betrayed him, Adelaide Blue, who the party had known as Deidre Tidehunter, the priestess of Umberley. And they needed a way to get out of the harbor without being detected by an ancient dragon turtle, and a ghost ship was just the trick. They boarded his ghost ship. They made their way to Undertow Isle, had high seas adventures. They made their way into the tomb of Bakragul, the father of Rugarul, and very deep beneath that temple, they encountered Deidre and Mad Lad. They encountered Deidre. They defeated him, and that was when they first met the Cloven, who thanked Mathias, and Mathias thanked him. And their contract was completed, and Mathias went back into the shadow and disappeared with the Cloven. And allegedly, now he's back as this horrible abomination that's standing at the door.
That looks like a Draenei.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All I have to
Holy
say
fuck, man.
is that I will never forgive Rich for this deception. Ever.
That's pretty great.
To be fair, I can say this. I
Say whatever
was
you would
going
choose.
to not have an overlay. It was gonna be a total surprise last week. And then once Derek was available, Rich put it together and was like, Derek is coming back, isn't he? And I'm like, yeah.
How convenient that I didn't get to go to New Jersey and that I was around the DM on Wednesday.
How convenient.
Wow.
The instant the Cloven's like, I have just the thing. I knew. My hypothesis. The first thing I
So
thought.
you are the instrument that he was...
Or he
That was
might have a
my
tool.
theory.
Or he might have a tool.
Or he might
with him.
he might be
Right.
delivering it or
Okay,
something.
we gotta get into this because I have so many questions.
Hold on. I feel like such an idiot because last night when we were closing things out, you said to Mike, "I'll be here tomorrow," and I remember thinking to myself, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, he must mean something else. He must mean for work."
Right.
And so I just completely, but like,
for work.
you said that, and I was like, "What? Why would you be here tomorrow?"
Holy
We're fine."
shit.
And then I was like, "Oh, maybe he means in chat or whatever. It doesn't even matter."
I think it was like, see you tomorrow, but like, it's like on the line because I'm at work and we work together.
There was something about it that like threw me off, but
Holy
like,
fuck. All right, I'm ready. I am so fucking ready. So we're playing till like 4 in the morning then, right?
I cannot believe that I happy cried for you. I just want you to know that you should feel so proud that you got happy cry out of
This
me.
is the arc of top 10 anime betrayals.
That is correct. That is correct.
Just when we think there can't be any more twists.
Don't you dare call this an anime betrayal, because if he ends up betraying us, I will
Oh
kill
yeah,
you in
no,
your
that would be
sleep.
so
You
fucked
guys,
up.
you guys
anyone
have a
in-
signed contract.
Anyone in
You guys
chat
have-
That's right, that's
now,
right. We signed a contract.
Good.
You guys can rest easy. Veil
not
pull back.
make Mathias
you have a
our
signed
villain.
contract, and the wording is.
That's true. That's very true. All right.
Okay.
so,
I accept this.
We're back in the session.
Yes, so what do I see?
Susie, no, back up!
You see.
Hi, weird red-eyed thing. Can I have some of your leg hair?
I will take my hat.
That's rude.
Without saying anything right away, and in the same voice that you're familiar with.
And then I'll kind of look up and I recognize the hat.
I would say that you would probably recognize it.
Oh my god, whatever it is, ain't Mathias, it's got his hat!
And I'm gonna run
What?
behind Rodak.
I'll push it down, and I'll say,
Hark ye, 'tis dead of midnight, and if ye be turning to darkest night for aid, then you be truly damned, like I am.
say true, and when I lift myself back up, I'm the Mathias you remember.
Get back! The thing it can morph into!
Is this some kind of trick? What is this?
Is that actually you?
It sounds like him.
Aye, say true, it is me, Midnight Mathias wife.
Who's your wife?
I do not have a wife.
It's not him! He would know!
No, I don't think he had a wife.
The last time we saw you, you were departing with what we now know is to be the Cloven. What did you give me before you left?
I threw you me folding boat. What's become of me fucking boat?
Holy shit! I run over and I give Mathias some.
You pull Mathias into
I'll
a
slap
hub,
him on the
and
back.
as you pull in, the door closes behind you. Although you see Mathias and you pull in, when you reach in, you feel plate and scales and wriggling tentacles get pushed up.
So it's
against
an
you.
illusion.
Okay. You feel like you are hugging this devil.
What happened to you? What? You must have so much to tell us.
And you as well. The boss man made a few changes when I arrived in the Nine Hells.
I suppose, why would he keep you in your previous form? Of course it makes sense that you're a devil now. Do you like it? Do you feel different?
I feel powerful. I feel great. I'm a captain of my own new ship.
Wow.
What's it called?
I have it written down.
Did you name it Sylvie the Ship? In honor of your late wife?
We call it the Drowned Vengeance.
So you did name it after me.
You were drowned?
Huh?
What does he have you do?
I mostly kill demons for him on the river Styx.
Wow.
That's a badass job.
Why would you sail a boat on a river made of sticks?
It is a river of blood. Styx is just the name with a Y and an X.
Why would you? That's not even how you spell Styx. And why would you ever name a river made of blood after Styx made of wood?
I did not name it myself.
I've been putting to good use all the things that you taught me. I'd offer to duel you to practice, but it doesn't look like you're in any condition to duel anyone.
I don't have what was it? The cutlass that I had. As you can see, and I still have this massive, what looks more like a glaive, but is a boarding pike. This hooked and carved, like many teeth, like thing. I saw, but I have this new badass cutlass.
That's a hell of a weapon
now.
Good gods!
Okay, but I have one more question. Why would you ever need a river made of blood?
I did not make it myself. You're still a very strange creature.
That means a lot coming from Santa Claus.
Aye, this is a grand illusion. I'm impressed.
Oh, it's great now because...
What color was his skin? Red?
Red.
It's great now because you don't even need your outfit to look like Santa Claus because now your skin is literally Santa Claus.
I still do not know who this Santa Claus be.
None of us do, to be honest.
It's a fable I used to tell myself when I was a kid.
But I do have this hat enchanted by the boss man, and it'll allow me to blend into the prime material plane a little more cleanly.
So not to rush things, but I'm assuming the Cloven has sent you. But did they actually send us a device? He mentioned some sort of infernal machine to track what we're looking for.
I'll root down into my pack and I will pull out.
You pull out. You see him reach into his coat, and he pulls out what looks immediately like a perfectly crafted black box with red inlays and a hinge. And you flick it open, and thanks for the follow, Stoneless Beef.
57.
You see him flick it open, and it seems to be an intricately designed compass with a ruby red tip.
Fuck yes.
Fuck you.
This compass, I believe that you were promised a devil would furnish an invention, and this be it. I am here to furnish.
Okay, Marie Kondo.
I'm still hiding behind... God, I have a cough. I'm still hiding behind Rodak, but you see as, she finally starts to move out, looks cautiously, but then she runs up and wraps her arms around your legs.
We missed you.
I missed you too,
Nobody
Sylvie.
said that yet, but we talk about you a lot.
We
really do.
Oh, we fought a Dracula, and we thought about you then too.
Oh, you finally found your Dracula.
Where you were? Could you see us? Could you
I know not what you've been up to. Did you ever catch that Orcus guy that you were looking for before?
His name was an Orcus.
I could have sworn that his name was Orcus.
No, it was is it Orpheus?
Orpheus.
Sorry.
Orpheus.
Orpheus. Yes, of course.
Yes.
We did get him.
Did you miss us?
Absolutely. There aren't many quiet nights on the river, but I did think of you often.
I've never met a loud knight before. But I hear they are loud because they wear metal armor and it clanks every time they move.
Well, it's great to see you, and I'm glad that you're in such a position of importance.
I just find it so strange that once we realized he was that nobody ran up and hugged him and said we missed him. So I just had to do that.
Hugged him.
Yeah.
Avantris hugged him.
I'm not much of a hugger, but I did miss you.
Oh, terrific. Thank you, Annulin.
It was a really lovely hug until your tentacle barb slapped me in the face.
Your face
It was a little odd then, but I don't regret any of it.
The beard's changed a bit too.
Can you move each one of them individually, or do they just kind of move on their own?
It's taken some getting used to, but I do this, and then I
prehensile.
do like one of those,
Sylvie's and tramps.
You cuddlefish your beard.
Now, again, I'm sorry. My mind is just going very fast. How's everyone feel? We can depart. You wanted to go. We have the.
We have to stay in tonight. Remember we were
The air's still
told.
poison.
Are we sure that wasn't just Madame Zofstra having some sort of awareness of Matthias' return?
I suppose you probably wouldn't be affected by it, but did you notice anything on your way in? Or did you just materialize? I don't know how you
I sort
work
of
now.
popped into the hallway.
Okay.
Okay,
alright.
well then maybe it isn't safe yet.
Yeah,
but-
because I don't want to kill him. I mean, he's already dead. But I've already seen him die once. I don't want to see him die
That's a
twice.
great question. Can you die? Be harmed in any way?
I know not the answer to that question. Similar to last time.
Fair enough. I don't want to push the boundaries of any contracts that you may have signed as well. It doesn't matter.
I guess you're still holding onto my leg.
Yes.
I'll stomp in to the room, no longer limping with cane free.
fuck.
And
Doing
Well,
improved.
I was here to furnish the compass. Thank you very much, and I'll be on my way.
You bastard!
No, I don't do that. I put it back into my coat, and I look around and find a seat.
So then I guess we can just depart in the morning then, if it's safe to go out in the morning.
Are you going to come with us to the Shadowfell?
I certainly hope so.
Be the only one who can be using this compass, I believe. So
Well, come.
I'll be furnishing it for the duration.
So you're going to
I
guide
know
us
how to
there.
read a compass.
Do you have any idea what we're up against? Have you been informed at all?
A little. I'm a little hazy on the details, so you'll need to run me by the whole story.
So I guess what we could do is just spend the remaining time until morning catching him up on all of our adventures up to this point and what we're up to. And then ask him any questions we have, I guess.
This is
gonna
the
grab-
equivalent of a clip show.
It's like
Montage.
a montage. They're like doing things, fighting Orpheus, fighting Alphonse.
I'm gonna pull out a bottle and cups and pour around for everybody. Can you drink this?
If it be diseased, it still won't affect me.
All right. Huzzah! So we'll cheers your return.
Outstanding.
We will.
I also pull out a pipe, and I'll
Sylvia's
sort of
still
puff
on your
away. Yes, that's. I would have assumed that nonetheless.
We've killed dragons, we've killed vampires.
It's true.
We've been very
and
busy.
we've watched that same dragon that we killed come back to life and make stinky all over the town.
Is he a revenant dragon?
No,
that's-
he's a Draco Lich.
I think that's what we're worried about. This Samadi character is looking to turn this ancient black dragon that we slain into some sort of lich.
Would I know what a lich is? And what did my employer tell me about the nature of Baron Samedi?
You've been briefed.
If anything.
You've been briefed, and you know about what the party knows. You know it's basically a voodoo. It's a death lord in the Shadowfell who has an ancient black Dracolich, and that you've been basically briefed to the same level the party knows.
Very good. And the lich question?
I would say that being a devil, you would know what a lich is.
Let's say worst case scenario, we could explain what a lich is based on what we learned from Alphonse, because either way.
You even brought thematic alcohol.
I know. I just
Right?
snapped a picture
What is
of it.
It's arrogant
Arrogant
bastard.
bastard ale.
Put that on the camera.
With the
Have you never had it?
devil.
Oh,
If you like
no,
stouts, it's really
I
good.
went deep. Not only is this what I drank when I first was Matthias, but this is what I wore when I fucking
The callbacks are real, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you put it in
And hey,
the
Mel,
rich so
thanks
we
for
can
stopping.
put it in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
camera?
Hey, Mel.
Look, this
Here.
is he's literally an arrogant bastard devil.
Which is a great brand
That's
of
what
beer
he's
if you like
drinking,
beer, by the way.
Oh,
There you
I've
go.
been looking forward to this
you're
for
just
some
so
time.
fun.
So I have to break this up for just a second. Dusty and we were all joking about Matthias coming back. This was already planned before that.
For Months and months. Yeah.
Oh my
Probably
God.
when you departed, you already knew you'd be back at some point.
This isn't party service then. Like this is real.
I mean, you know,
I'm pitching myself
I like
right
to do fan service, but I like to think that my brand, I'm 10 steps ahead. I know what they want. I know they want the
Right, it's
Mathias
not
brand.
just fan service, right?
Yeah.
It's the icing on the cake.
I mean, you really think that, like, with my... Anyway, we should do
If I-
Avantris.
Yes.
If I had money, I would literally tip you right now.
Put a jar out.
But I'm Daddy No Bucks, so I don't get tips.
You are Daddy No Bucks, so you get nothing.
I'm
but
Daddy $1 buck.
I am mentally tipping you right
Thank
now.
you.
But what if
Thank
that DC were a 10?
Like it was earlier today. Okay, so I would say that we would just basically catch up, ask any questions that we have of him, and wait for morning to see if it's safe to leave.
So continue.
I would like to, while still kind of conversing and adding, I still want to keep an eye on the outside, whatever windows are in the room that we're in. Just to make sure that, you know, to see if the air is actually poisoned. Does it look poisony?
Make a perception check.
Perception is 7. A 19.
A 19. You listen, and at this point, you listen out and you hear with the silence that allegedly Mathias' presence has brought over. It's a little bit easier to hear. And you hear this kind of faint buzzing as you just see a swarm of just insects fly by the equal.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
There was a giant swarm of insects that just flew
No,
by.
I farted.
What? What?
I mean, are
Did
you
you
saying
see
what
him?
to me?
To both of you.
Do you know what insects are
Well, I
like? Like
wasn't gonna
giant
admit
buzzing
to it,
creatures.
but then Rhoda called me out in front of everybody.
Did you get a look at him?
Did I see what kind of bugs they look like?
They look like you encountered bugs like this deep in the swamp when you fought.
So nothing out of the ordinary besides a swarm of
Well, as far as a swarm, and then they're usually more out towards the swamp, and then just being in the harbor was rare. But you saw the occasional, you know, stinging and biting insects, but a cloud of them all together. Yeah.
There was a cloud, and so Mathias, you just teleported directly into our boat.
I said goodbye to the boss man, and he snapped his fingers, and here I am.
Wow. Well, just so you know, there's something that's going to happen tonight that we were warned against, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with these bugs, these insects.
It's pretty late at this point. We just got to make it through until daybreak.
Could we tell which way they were going?
They were just kind of swarming all around. And
Okay, so not like me.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
to be quite honest, those bugs really gravitate towards stinky swamp areas. And the fact that this city is becoming a stinky swamp area, I'm not really shocked. And I think, as interesting as bugs are wont to be, we have a Shadowfell to get to.
I agree. I now that we have backup and we have the tool and we're ready. I'm with you, Sylvia. I'm ready.
Yeah, we have a mission.
We can do
We
this.
can't be waylaid by other things that are just bugs.
And with Mathias, there's nothing we can't do. The four of us alone.
There are 5 of us.
The four of us alone have done
There are 5 of
incredible
us.
things. The 5 of right, Lumi. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The 5 of us alone
That's true.
have done incredible things.
We have.
And with one more, and you seem. Do I get the sense that you're like way more powerful than you used to be?
You get the sense that I've increased in power at a scale that would be commensurate to how much of power increase you've enjoyed since we
Okay.
last met each other.
And you seem quite a bit more powerful than the last we met.
Well, I've been gifted a few of these magic items in our eternal war against the demons.
Man, that's badass.
And I'll take out a decanter and I'll take a swig from it and continue to puff on my pipe.
Again, I'm sorry, I gotta ask real quick. If Sylvie were to sacrifice me in some sort of horrible dark machinations, would I get to do what you do?
Not you, but perhaps Sylvie would.
Damn, I never get to do the cool stuff.
Really?
Absolutely.
The next time we see the Cloven, remind me to talk to your boss if he's got any jobs when I finally kick
I'm
the
sure he
bucket.
could write it up.
Don't listen. I'm gonna kill him. You can listen again, Avantris.
I heard all of that.
What did you hear?
Never mind.
Okay.
So, Deidre, or Adelaide Blue, do you know what happened to her soul?
I know that it is one of the boss man's prized possessions.
So it just sits in a jar on a shelf somewhere?
I haven't seen it myself.
Speaking of which, do you know if your boss man has a jar that's labeled Jimmy Buffett on it by chance? Would be incredible. I have been on a hunt for I think it's called a mason jar containing Jimmy Buffett's ghost.
Do I know that? No.
There's no Jimmy Buffett.
You mean Avantris hasn't been graced with the dulcet tones of Jimmy Buffett on a sunset beach with tequila and a salt shaker? Unbelievable.
There was a man named Jimmy, and we made a buffet of him.
Wait, you eat people? What? Oh. I mean, look, I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's, oh.
Well, I mean, you literally live in hell.
It's phenomenal,
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
I'm starting to become really uncomfortable with this. Except that I'm not, because it's Mathias, and I'm so happy he's here.
It's a pleasure to be back.
May I ride on your leg continually until I get bored?
Aye, absolutely.
Okay, good. I was going to do
a little
anyway.
higher.
I climb up a little higher.
He enjoys this.
I still don't even believe. I honestly thought we'd never see you again.
I have to agree.
I thought the same.
I didn't think they're any be coming back.
The Cloven told us that you were captaining a ship on the River Styx, and
did he tell us?
He did. And I don't know if I believed him. I was wondering if he was just telling us that so that we felt better about it. But apparently not. He speaks the truth.
Because I asked if we could have Mathias back. I wonder if he took that into account when he made that weird contract.
He may have.
Well, you're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
He is a very clever fellow, and it does my heart good to be able to return the favor that you all did for me.
He seems like a swell chap.
He is a swell chap indeed, yes.
I didn't know how he felt about demons, but I think I like them.
Devils.
What?
We're devils. I kill demons.
What's the difference?
It's the night and day.
So devils eat people and kill demons, but aren't demons, and also ride boats around on rivers called Styx that are made of blood and not sticks. Do you like tiny fires?
I like all sizes of fire.
Okay. That's all.
Do you think it's safe to step outside yet?
Yeah. I think we should go.
I agree. I mean, we definitely need to go as soon as possible.
Do you have wings? Can you fly?
I do not have any wings.
Oh, well, that's boring.
I'm hoping that this little shore leave here might remedy that fact.
Oh. Ooh, well...
Why don't I take a step outside? I probably am immune to any poisons or diseases.
If you're willing to do it, I'm not going to say no. I don't want to put you at risk this early in the mission, but sure.
Who told you this information, by the way?
Her name was Madame Zostra, and she is, a woman kind of like older than us for sure, and she tells futures.
We think.
No, definitely, because some of the things she's told us have 100%
well, she
come
said
true.
a lot, and some of it had to have been true.
Aye.
Whatever, Annulin, your skepticism bothers me.
She's a fortune teller, you say?
Yeah, and she has a really pretty voice, and she tells me all the time that I'm special, and I'm wonderful, and I'm awesome, so she's my favorite. And
in my experience, fortune tellers are paid, yes?
No, we've never given her any money.
We paid for the cards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But then she deck slaps me every once in a while when she wants me to come visit her. And then when I go visit her, she gives me free information.
Everyone's favorite pastime.
What's that?
You guys paid
we did pay for the reading as well.
Or one silver piece.
Whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the fortune tellers I met when I was still alive were charlatans. People who tell you what you want to hear in order to get those silvers.
Orpheus said the same thing.
Yeah, no. She made us pay in the beginning, but after that, as long as I let her deck slap me, she does it for free.
Everyone's favorite pastime. I'll turn and I'll start to make my way into the hallway and see if I can make my way to the top of the ship.
Okay.
The not boat.
You put on your Mathias disguise on. Mathias
100%.
And you make your way up to the top of the ship. It's very quiet as all of the crew are in their quarters. And you look around. The fog is incredibly dense. You see the tiny flicker of moonlight as it struggles to get through this fog, and so it's very, very, very dark. You see the windows of Agwe, very, very, very sparsely lit, and it seems like a lot of people have evacuated. And you see, however, these clouds moving, large swarms of insects. One seems to pass over you and continues over.
Wow, there's a lot of fog out here, Mathias.
You're right.
Yeah, I didn't let go.
We're not dead.
Yeah, I know. It's foggy and there are bugs everywhere.
It's Agwe. I mean, there are a lot of bugs. I've been here once before.
Oh, okay. I don't really know what to say to you when our friends aren't around.
Let's go back down.
Yeah, okay.
And so you see, as you hear the loud buzzing sounds of these insects that are these swarms all over, dancing almost in the flickering light of Agwe, as they disappear in and out of the fog, and you make your way back down.
Well, looks like you're alive.
Yeah, he completely forgot I was on his leg.
Good, then let's go. I mean, there's no reason to hesitate. Oh, wait, we believe we know where there may be an entrance to the Shadowfell. Have you ever been there before?
I've never been to the Shadowfell, no.
Are Sylvie the only one who knows anything about the Shadowfell?
I don't know anything about it at all.
Did you tell us out of character that it was an inverse of the Fae? Somebody mentioned whether it was in character or out of character.
All that Sylvie would know is that it's the antithesis to the
Okay,
Fae.
but did you tell us that in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right. Well, then we believe that we know where there may be an entrance to the Shadowfell. And I don't see why there's any reason for us to wait. We should head there immediately.
Do you think we'll be able to just stumble into it? What if we walk around and we can't?
I'm hoping the
get in?
compass can point us in the right direction.
Oh.
Yeah, what if
didn't know that
the
would take us.
Shadowfell deems whether you're worthy, and we get there, and then I fall in, and Mathias falls in, and Avantris falls in, and Rodek falls in, and then it looks at Annulin and goes, ugh, not good enough.
Well, then she'll have the one with the most likely chance of survival.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think we should wait until morning.
I agree.
I would have come down if Sylvie hadn't been on my leg there and told you there was poison, so that we might enjoy the evening and reminisce about what you've been up to, and I could tell you perhaps a little bit about Avernus.
Who's Furnace?
Avernus is the name of the layer of hell I am on.
Oh, so there are different layers of hell.
That is why it's called the Nine Hells.
Oh, that's...
Oh, so there are 9 layers?
I'm not exactly sure if they're stacked one on top of the other, or I haven't been to many of the others, but yes,
Why is your layer called Furnace?
I did not name it myself.
Do I know the name of my ability, my devil ability?
Yeah, sure. It's in your brain.
You say Avernus, that's the same type of power that devil...
The first one?
Ability that I had, the first one, yeah.
Okay.
That, I believe, in my head he called it the Burning Blade...
Sundering Strike.
Sundering Strike of Avernus. And... So that, am I drawing power directly from that plane of hell? How does that work?
Would I know any of those answers?
I would say that, yeah, you would know that he is drawing fiendish, devilish power from Avernus.
I say that.
And how does that make you feel?
You know, I think we all knew that these powers were devilish in some way, and I think I honestly feel a little better about it now, knowing that you're, at least when I used it, you were there killing demons.
To be fair, the first 4 times made me pretty physically ill. But the last time,
Aye.
That was something pretty special.
It takes some getting used to, but it's a good power. It's a fine power.
My only regret is that I can't do it more often.
I think that's how he gets you.
I'm telling you, someday I suppose I have to kick the bucket, and if I do, I think you got a pretty good gig.
Thank you. I'm not sure you want to be joining me. It's not for those with a gooder constitution, let's say.
What's gooder?
If there's any job openings, I'm just saying, keep an eye out for my resume.
I'll speak to the Lord and see what I can do.
So, do you know him as the Cloven? Do you call him the Cloven, or?
I understand that be his formal name.
All right. So, or otherwise, you just call him the boss.
Superior, master, lord, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I'm glad he sent us, or I'm glad he sent you to us. And,
Agreed.
But I do agree that Master Leaf is going to send us what he has in the morning, and it's late. We should get some sleep, if possible. I mean, you two feel free to stay up and
I've already meditated, so I'm good.
I know that we said that you told Mathias all of the things that happened to you, but I'd be curious how the characters would respond, like to Mathias asking a little bit about what happened with Orpheus and asking I genuinely don't know.
But while you're asking these questions, Sylvia's taken a blanket out of her pack. She's tied a knot somewhere higher up on your leg and then down by your ankle, and has created a hammock as she nestles into this leg hammock to converse with you.
Do as you will.
Do as you will, but
So-
I am creating a leg hammock.
So you were able to make it to Orpheus's lair after we defeated Adelaide Blue.
We were.
Aye, we had to climb our way up the cliff. We walked through the swamp, and there was a lizard folk, these terrible crocodile pirates. There's a whole city of shipwrecks, and we basically helped stage a rebellion.
We staged an uprising.
We did, yeah. Avantris and I took on monikers. Is that what is it a monocle?
Yeah.
We took
Either
on
one.
different names.
Monica's?
Oh yeah, that's probably what we became Monica's, and Vandris was Vic the Vicious, and I was Nick the Nasty, and we staged an uprising, and we convinced them that we needed to overthrow King Grem, and we put this really cowardly, were they gators or crocodiles?
I believe they were crocodiles.
I don't know the difference. They put the crocodile folk, this really, really, oh, and then, I'm sorry, I've kept my eyes open without blinking for 6 hours.
I can tell.
Holy hell!
Thank you.
That means so much mechanically.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep track of that, guys.
That's 3 more twists of fate, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Crazy. That's
Let me
crazy.
So we
add
started
that.
the night with 1 or 2.
We
Thank
started
you,
with 2.
Frank.
That's
Yeah.
allowed.
So we've
5
done.
then?
That is amazing.
No, we have 6.
Yeah, we
Right.
started with 4.
No,
That can
we started with 2.
Plus
Rich
4.
was wrong about that.
Oh,
so
Plus 4.
we have
6 now, yeah.
Oh, yikes.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Thank you so much.
You are so nice.
Thank
We
you.
love
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Holy moly!
I remember spying the town or the city made of boats and ships when we were approaching Undertow Isle. Was that where the crocodile pirates lay?
Yeah.
Aye.
And it turns out they weren't all that bad.
No, they had a terrible pirate king that basically enslaved them through fear.
They just needed a little bit of
They were pretty-
encouragement and freedom and a push in the right direction.
Fear is a fantastic tool, aye.
Can be, I suppose.
And
Okay.
I'm glad, Matthias, I'm just so glad I'm not the only one that says aye. Just at least for this little while, however long you stay, we both can say aye.
May it do you fine.
And so anyways, we staged this rebellion. Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
for the
follow.
follow, Mad Penguin.
42?
Another great
Hey.
name.
Answer to life, Penguin.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
And then we fought our way up this volcano. We stormed his lair.
We took Orpheus head on.
Avantris is wearing his dad's pants.
It's pretty wild. Clink, clink, clink.
They look good on you.
It's more like a thud, I guess, against studded leather.
I look at his pants because that's what Sylvie said.
And then we dove deep into the volcano, and so we killed the evil pirate king, and then we dove deep into the volcano and defeated Orpheus.
Yeah, and by defeat...
He was crazy.
Yeah,
I was gonna kill him.
By defeat, we mean that we didn't kill him, and now he lives in our giant mansion back in Gullhaven, and right now he's hanging out with my sister, and our servant gives him bubble baths, and he has a brand new room with a 4-poster bed that's super plush so that he doesn't have backaches. And he's really cool. He's my best friend.
Yeah,
now.
he really flipped that one around on us.
I think he's gotten off a little early here with being almost ending the whole world.
I don't normally ask him about
against
masturbation, but
it's really
sure
against my
does.
wishes. But I've been convinced that we shouldn't kill him. We should give him freedoms as a prisoner. And again, it's the whole Madame Zostra thing, and it's gotten a little out of control.
Yeah, because he lost all of his powers when we fought him.
For now.
So now he's just a powerless guy who
For
happens
now.
to be my best friend.
If that be your definition of delivering the killing blow, then I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to assist thee with Garou.
No, this is different, and even then, I think the only reason I was convinced
for not killing
to
him.
spare Orpheus was because, like Sylvie said, he lost his teeth more or less.
He lost his teeth?
So the point is, I wanted to kill him, but I was convinced not to. This is completely different. We are facing pure evil, and it will
you
be
were
vanquished.
concerned about the repercussions, right? Or you were supposed to kill him.
It's a whole nother story. Yes, I was supposed to kill Orpheus, and I have not. And I'm not happy about it.
He listened to reason, and eventually everyone came around, and he's actually been a tremendous help. He knows a
Yeah,
lot.
he does know
So
a lot.
far.
He knew.
That
he
being
does.
another reason we didn't kill him, because he has some information that I'd like.
That's
It's
true.
it's one of those situations where if he hadn't lost his powers and had turned into this person, we would have gotten rid of Avantris ages ago and included him in the party instead.
Don't get us wrong, he's still kind of an ass, but...
What? No. He is. He's really an ass.
Avantris or Orpheus?
We're
Both.
talking about Avantris, right?
Choose. Dealer's choice.
Both are fine.
They're basically the same person.
And so we captured him. He's still our prisoner, and we came back to Gullhaven. And do you remember Ganji?
I was about to ask. I remember there being 5.
There
well,
are.
6.
I remember
If
there being 6.
If you count her pixie.
If
Well, it depends. There were 6 of us, right? And so Genji, who you met, he right as soon as we got back to Gullhaven, he received some kind of terrible news from his homeland. So he departed right away, and it's just been us ever since.
I remember him threatening me that he would turn undead when I was a revenant.
I do remember he was a bit weird about your whole undead thing.
It was a little weird to me as well.
oh my god.
So you're not undead anymore. You are just pure devil.
I think that's the way of it, yes.
All right.
It's
It's not the weirdest thing we've ever seen, to be honest.
No, I think that was fecal deck.
What did you ever do about that dragon turtle that you had me sail around?
Banished.
We banished it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, tell a story.
Well, sure. There was a dragon turtle out in the water, so we used magic to cast the banishment spell, and then it banished it.
Where did it go?
Back to wherever it came from.
Do we know that?
I
Yeah.
believe it was summoned from the elemental plane of water. And
Yeah, I
that's
don't
how...
really know. But I know that the way that the spell worked is if it wasn't on where it's supposed to be, it goes back there. And if it was where it was supposed to be, it only goes to a different plane for a minute. And since it didn't come back in a minute, I made the deduction that it didn't belong here.
That's pretty smart. I just had a terrible feeling we sent it to some poor unsuspecting village or something.
Wouldn't that be wild? Well, not my problem.
Silly scamps.
See, Santa Claus! I missed him.
And then we found out that not Orpheus, Alphonse was up to no good.
Yeah.
Came down to Gullhaven, found out that Remy Garou was up to no good.
What's a goot?
Nobody's up to any goot.
True.
Aye.
I don't even know what a goot is.
Good.
Good?
Then we made it all the way here to Agwe.
And then
Did you travel by foot or by sea?
By this lovely ship that you see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is a fine vessel.
It was gifted to us after we all, with your help, saved Gullivan.
And then we arrived and basically got played by everyone in town. Eventually killing Garou with the help of Baron Samari weirdly. And then killing Alphonse.
And then we were turned into burlap sack
That's
dolls.
true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We spent time as little, burlap sack dolls.
Yeah. Oh, and when we came here, Rodek's terrible at storytelling because he missed this. We met lollipop heads.
I
You know,
know
to be
not
honest,
what you mean, lollipop
I
heads.
hadn't thought about it in a while. It was a crazy ritual of some sort that Sylvie saw.
We sailed by a rock, and I flew out to it because we saw torches. And when we were there, this weird creature. Oh, maybe you know about it because you're a demon. This weird creature had these hook arms, and there was this crazy statue of something that had two monkey heads on it or something, and tentacles.
8 heads.
Oh, okay, whatever. And then these scythe armed things were cutting people's heads off, and then where the head was not anymore, next to it, another head came out, but it was lollipopping.
Like this.
That sounds like foul demon bullshit to me.
So that sounds familiar to you.
Does the description remind me of any of the things that I've fought while I'm in hell?
I would say that you have seen, you personally would not have fought, but you know the name
No
of this demon.
fucking way.
It is called a Wastrolith, which is it's an incredibly powerful aquatic demon that is usually employed by the demon lords that are more aquatic themed.
It's on me list of things to kill.
Oh, well, if you ever want to kill one, there is one out in the ocean.
You know, it doesn't sound like we're going to have any rest anytime soon.
No, but what is most pressing is getting to the Shadowfell.
That is where the compass is taking me as well, so I believe you've deduced correctly where we may find the Chalice of Agony, aye.
We believe the portal, or one entrance port, may be in the cemetery. Not a graveyard, we've talked about this.
Yeah, but we were told not to use that one. We were told to go to the one in the swamp.
Well, whichever way the compass goes will tell the way. I'm not sure where this cemetery, not graveyard being the one attached to a church, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. Where the cemetery be?
Yeah, what?
Cemetery be.
Andulin has a bee?
You have a bee?
Yeah, I have a bee.
I thought they were more like C's.
Okay, but I do have a real question.
That took a minute for me to be like,
I don't know what...
But I do have a question. And it's really important. You said deduced. Is that a demon's way of saying poop twice? Because I just normally call it doo-doo or deuce, but you said doo-doost. And so that's like poop twice.
I believe that,
Do demons poop twice?
demons are shit. Aye.
That's not a nice thing to say about yourself.
I'm a devil.
What's the difference?
There's a
They only poop
night and
once.
day.
Oh,
You're still a very strange creature, Sylvie.
I
The
know.
more things change, the more they just kind of stay the same.
Aye, aye.
Can we kind of recall the crystal ball reading that we first got from Madame Zastra?
Yep, it's all
Oh, yeah.
imprinted on all of your brains.
I just want to bring to everyone's attention that this fortune teller that we mentioned previously, she foretold your coming.
No.
No, she didn't.
Aye, she did.
When?
Prove it.
In one of the crystal... You might remember, thanks for the follow.
Gretchel
Thank you,
4202.
Gretchel. Welcome to our family.
You might remember Gretchel.
You might remember. Think back. when she was looking into her crystal ball.
Holy moly.
Oh, thank you. She's a mad penguin 42. Appreciate it.
Wow. Twist of fate.
That's
So we get to use them every roll now.
Yeah.
You guys are too nice to us.
This is permanent
We love
advantage.
so
Thank
much.
you. Awesome.
I hope you triple
Thank you.
Somebody's stats. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Trust me, I've been like.
You
guys have.
Every time you give, the proficiency bonus goes up a notch. Stop.
Whenever I'm actually designing any of that, I literally listen to that 8-second loop on repeat. So I'm
It's 7 hours next to your computer.
What were we talking about? So anyway, Madame Zoster, she, if you remember, she was looking into her crystal ball, and I recalling from my memory, one of the things she said was a spinning compass with a ruby needle. What? And that's exactly what you have.
Do you believe yet, Annulin?
Do you
Anyone could have
believe?
said that.
Anyone could have said that.
All right. Okay. Maybe she knows some things.
Unbelievable.
No, she knows everything. And I mean, she doesn't know the crystal ball, so I don't know how she knows, but apparently this crystal ball speaks to her.
She's the real deal.
And no,
What be her name?
Madame Zostra.
Madame Zostra, there's no F in it.
Madame Zostra.
Where would there be an F?
What?
Zoftra?
Zoftra?
No, Zostra.
Oh, Zostra. Thank you, Sylvia.
You're welcome.
Much appreciated. This
Why?
Zostra...
Our name's important.
Very important.
For what?
Knowing the true name of a thing can give you power.
That's why the Cloven didn't tell us his real name.
Oh.
So we think he has a real name beyond...
Is that what you didn't tell us your real name? Because I just didn't tell you my real name because it's Sylvester and that's embarrassing.
that is embarrassing, that's true.
I did
I'm gonna
not know
back
that.
away.
That is very
Don't ever
embarrassing.
So you were saying...
Almost as embarrassing as pooping your pants on a date.
Yeah.
I had to, but no, Mathias doesn't know that.
Is that what you call a deduce?
Let me tell you a lovely story about my childhood.
Oh, God.
This Zostra, she's quite the vexing character.
Why is she vexing? You know her?
Because I understand that she predicted this compass. That sounds perfect to a T, but she was wrong about the poison she told you about this evening.
To be fair, we might have just taken her words incorrectly.
Yeah, because Rodek's the one that remembered it, and as we all know, Rodek's never right about anything.
That's true.
We were thinking more along the lines of it being a figurative thing and not literal poison in the air.
But Rodek was convinced it was literal poison.
Which it doesn't hurt to be extra safe, so it's fine.
I think she just didn't want us going out in the nights because potentially in the nights there are bad things.
I still believe she was not lying. I truly believe.
No, I agree.
Whether it was a metaphor or not.
It could have been a simile.
Perhaps an analogy.
I've always been a fan of hyperbole.
Well,
Is that different or the same as hyperbole? Because I've seen hyperbole
They're
written
different.
out. In that book that I read upside down once, the word hyperbole was in there. But I've never heard of hyperbole.
Wait, you read a book once?
Yeah, upside down.
Astounding.
She did tell us that story literally like 4 hours ago.
But you read it upside down. That's a real skill. Being able to read upside down.
Thanks.
It's very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, the book was right side up.
What was I saying? I was making a point. Oh, regardless, I believe that there's something that happens tonight. And I believe that Guru or Samadhi or something is going to attack the town. And I don't know.
My personal opinion is I don't care. We are supposed to go to the Shadowfell.
And if we're not supposed to go out at night, if the town is undefended, there's nothing we can do about it.
And regardless, I'd say we stay in here until morning.
Which it has to almost be by now.
I already did that.
We have.
I'm more than happy to take me time on this quest. As I understand it, we have an indefinite amount of time to recover the artifacts.
That may be the case, but I don't. If Titania is in the Shadowfell right now, and something is close, I don't really know what's in the Shadowfell, so I'm assuming it's like a, you know what I bet it is? I bet it is a gaggle of burlap dolls. If there's a gaggle of burlap dolls, and they're just inching ever closer, 1 foot after the other. Music in the background, the sloshing of rum, and in their little hands they have mud. And they're getting close to her. And every day, they get an inch on their tiny burlap legs. Every day, 1 inch closer to mud on her dress. We have to save her.
I believe that it's a curiosity of burlap dolls, not a gaggle.
Well, I am curious about the burlap dolls, but that has
All
nothing
right,
to
now
do with
I'm
the fact
lost.
that at least 15 burlap dolls would consist of a gaggle of burlap
Is
dolls.
Titania one of
Or
your
would
sisters?
it be a gargle of burlap dolls? Is gargle even the right word?
Who be this Titania? Is it one of your sisters in the Shadowfell? Was she captured? Are we to rescue her?
I immediately start undoing my hammock from his legs.
I'm not speaking to you anymore.
And I just walk over and I sit in the corner. Occasionally I'll turn around and I'll look at him and just give him the eyes and then stare back at the corner.
But she doesn't blink, so it's just...
You know enough about
My
Titania.
eyes now are like
Creepy.
super bloodshot and very dry.
From what we understand,
Small world.
Titania is the most important person in the world to Sylvie, and we need to save her, is the bottom line, and we don't have time.
Well, if she be captured, I'd be happy. My only goal here is to help you survive. To help you and assist you in capturing the artifact that me employer wants so dearly.
As soon as it's morning, we can head out.
Yeah.
So let's sleep then.
I'm good.
I could use some sleep, so...
Get to it.
Alright, I'll go to my room. Matthias, again,
Make yourself comfortable.
You... What's ours is yours. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the morning.
Indeed.
And
So I'll go to
hopefully
bed.
he'll also see you in the morning, too.
I'll be right here.
Long days and pleasant nights. Is there a place I can just...
You can take my room for now. I don't need to sleep in there. It's fine. Please, make yourself comfortable.
Good night to you both.
to you all, and I'll step out and walk. You'll hear the sound of what you can now appreciate are hooves as I make my way down the hallway, and
And I think to myself, do devils even need to sleep? I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine. I don't need to sleep. I don't mind sharing my room with Mathias. That's no big deal.
Okay. Is anyone doing anything else before they go to sleep?
No.
when you get back to your room, I'm now no longer disguised. So
Holy shit!
It's like a bowl with a napkin on it into your bed. Just like...
it's like a
Your
classic
legs are
scene.
hanging off the end.
My beard lolls to one side, like occasionally just like worming up in disgusting manners and twisting before unfurling.
As the night
Zoidberg
goes
style.
on.
You sneeze and your tentacles also spit liquid.
I've seen that video.
Don't get too close, yeah.
As as the night goes on, I guess the elves who are still awake, and I guess
I would have already gotten my
sleep,
4 hours,
yeah,
so.
who are awake, you hear the buzzing get louder and louder, as it seems like there's more and more and more stinging, venomous insects all flying around your ship. And the stench gets stronger. And with that, you all enjoy the benefits of a long rest.
Huzzah.
Oh, great! All my HP comes back.
You've been fighting for 10 days.
Yeah, I was horribly wounded. So 1 HP.
And you all awaken. And it's even darker of a morning than it was yesterday. And you all are able to meet in the galley and decide what you're going to do.
I don't think we should waste any time now that the sun's up.
I know that we were waiting to hear from Master Leaf, but I just don't... If there's something out there that would inhibit him or prevent him from getting to us, I don't think we can wait around.
Why were we waiting for him?
He was making us some teas.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about Titania.
I have to agree. I don't think waiting around for several hours for Master Leaf and potentially putting him into danger would be any good for anyone.
Are there still insects outside?
I would say you would easily be able to tell that there are insects that are swarming occasionally, and you hear from up above, God, another one got me! I hate these things! And you hear like swatting and smacking as the stench is even stronger now. As you are, that there are some, but as you're looking outside, they don't seem to be as concentrated during the day.
The smell is really getting out of hand.
Hey, I haven't had an opportunity to go to the bathhouse.
Oh, I didn't mean you.
Oh,
I
okay.
assumed it was Rhoda.
Probably was.
Probably was. I mean, Matthias, do you know of any kind of obviously we have unlimited time to find this cup, but
No, we don't.
did the clue? I know we don't, but I'm just saying we need to be as prepared as possible. I don't want to run right in without doing what we need to. I mean, we obviously
And I
bought a lot of
think that you
potions.
did that yesterday. Stop procrastinating and wasting Titania's time. Every day the voodoo dolls get closer.
It didn't come up when we first met, but at the time, I only had a single day each year to enjoy the shore, to enjoy a port of sorts. So the nature of my urgency was more at the time, but I am happy to let you prepare however much you need in order to ready ourselves for this quest.
I just don't think that there's much more that we can do, and I'm sorry, Rodek. I don't think waiting around for Master Leaf is the right play here. I don't.
Yeah,
that's
I
Well, what if he's already brewed the tea?
Then he can drink it.
It will be fine.
He
We
has
send
to,
him a message and we let him
I
know
just
that
don't
it's
want to
not.
be rude.
He has to replenish his stocks anyway.
Now is not the time for pleasantries and being polite when we're literally dealing with the fate of Agwe and potentially all of
Yeah, I mean,
Avantris.
to be fair, we've done a lot for him. We saved his nephew's life and potentially his life with those fireballs we threw down to help him. And, we helped to make peace within the gangs in Agwe. And so I honestly think that he is the least of his worries.
Did you say something about a bathhouse?
What? No.
Okay.
We'll have Captain Isaacs send a message to Master Leaf, and we need to head out.
I think that's fine. I think, and they could, whatever he brews, they could use it around here, I suppose.
I'm happy to compensate him either way.
So I think it'll be fine. He won't be offended. He knows what we're up to.
Well, say in the message what you said about Madame Zastra and the crystal ball. If you think something's coming, we should tell them that.
I don't think that we should tell him about Madame Zastra.
Why?
I don't
What's
know.
the point in hiding it?
Because it's our fortune. It's like him looking at us all naked.
No.
He knows to be on guard. I think the whole city of Agwe is on guard.
And he knows to stay inside at night. So hopefully by now he's seen all of the flying insects.
Alright.
Let's send a message with Captain Isaacs and let's get a move on.
All right.
Can you show us the compass again? Can you open it up and show us how it
I'll
works?
flip open the face and you can peek over my shoulder, but I'll start to turn it and let the ruby needle sort of wiggle and close.
So it wiggles.
Which direction does it point?
And it starts to, as it's open for a long bit of time, you kind of channel your Phoenix magic and starts to spin.
I'll touch my chest where my power is.
And it spins and spins and spins. The ruby needle in this embossed in gold that almost looks like the chalice of agony in compass form. And it hums with power as it spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. And then it swirls in this magic as it starts to form in this light. And suddenly it goes to shadow. And almost like a swirling disc, a black shadow is swirling. And then the shadow coalesces and points northeast.
It has cardinal directions on it.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a compass.
Cardinal-
it's not
yeah.
just like a wooden disc or box. Okay.
No, so it points northeast.
I'll clap it closed with a click, understanding and having interpreted that it's sending us northeast.
Yes, and you would know that the color of that disc would correspond to which plane it's on, and you know that is related to the Shadowfell.
Oh fuck.
Well, the chalice is definitely not on this plane, but I believe we'd be heading northeast. Do you know if that's the cemetery or if that's the...
No.
Well, we do. We
It's
just
not.
don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go with Rodek here and say that it probably isn't.
No, the cemetery is to the northwest.
Well, I vaguely remember that when we were talking, I said, "Oh, yeah, the cemetery." And we were told, "No, don't go through the cemetery. There's a tree.
We need to go to the swamp.
We need to go to the swamp."
Let's get a move on.
Aye. That's
So
right.
that's why I don't know why you guys keep talking about the cemetery. As if that's where we're supposed to go.
It's through the big tree. That's right.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten. Well,
Lead the way.
perhaps.
I hate swamps, and I'll start to walk. Just occasionally checking and making my way through the streets of Ogway, sniffing around and sort of huffing at the city in distaste.
Okay. So as you are making your way through the streets, the city, the harbor, has even more ships leaving. As people look frightened, some people look angry, some people look sad.
I'll slow when I see the ships so that I can enjoy their visage.
You step out into the harbor and you're surrounded by ships. It's very difficult to see very far with the fog that's rolled in, but just a little bit reminds you of your old life. And
Oh, for the life on the rolling sea. The river be fine, but this does my heart very good.
Glad to hear it.
It's still a southern port, still not quite your speed, but it's better than nothing. As you make your way through, Mathias looks just like a very large Yornishman that happens to be leading you.
I will add, my illusion is making me look like the healthiest version that you've seen.
Okay.
The old Mathias was probably all clammy and looked undead and gross.
Right.
And he was a revenant. But this is
You
like,
can look however you want.
I probably look the most like Santa Claus that I've ever looked. Just in your
So
brain,
like
in your brain
strapping
image.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
Like Santa Brahm.
So, as you're making your way through the town, you're noticing the occasional person slumped over against a barrel or a crate, bottle in hand. And you make your way through, and you see more. Starts to become more of a common occurrence as fewer and fewer people pass you on your way. And when you're about halfway through the town, the three of you hear a voice in your head. Morning, do-gooders! Hope you had a well-balanced breakfast. I wish you had told me that you weren't dead. I was already preparing what I was going to do for the whole mansion.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rodak.
Here you go. Take it.
Hi.
Orpheus is trying to talk to you.
Oh, hi, Orpheus. What's up?
I'm just finished a wonderful breakfast, and I'm feeling fantastic. How are you guys okay? Did you dealt with the dragon egg? I appreciate that, and I was glad I could help. And you took on Alphonse, allegedly that you killed him, and I assume, or you would be dead.
Yeah, no, we're doing great,
Yeah.
and we're hanging out with Mathias, and that's basically about it.
The sea eagles are a little bit on edge. I think they got some bad news lately.
Yeah.
I assume that may have been it.
Yep.
Well, are you all fine now? Is he coming home?
No, not yet, but I will be sending Lumi to check in on the mansion, so if I were you, I would right any wrongs you may have done to our home, or I will send the sea eagles to collect you.
Don't go in my room.
If you're following my drift.
How long do you think it will take her to get here?
An hour.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I really have to go. I have to go. My workout routine. I'm trying to get back into some old hobbies. You know, definitely not juggling though.
You fix that house right now, Orpheus.
Okay. Goodbye.
Orpheus, one last thing.
Yes,
hear me?
Fanny Poo. I can hear you. I'm surprised to hear you over the. I'd say the horn, but it's more of a boulder. It's more of a treble pebble.
Yes. Treble, whatever you say, Orpheus. Listen. I don't know the extent of the magic on these things, and if we go radio silent for a while, don't panic, but if for some reason you never hear from any of us again, make sure you let Seamus know.
Got it. I will.
Oh, may I?
I was getting ready to, and then I was assume I'd hear of the deaths of the heroes of Golhaven before I gave the old man a heart attack. So,
well, this time, if anything happens this time, there's not going to be any news. There's not going to be any fanfare or anything like that. We're just not going to come back, okay? And you got to let Seamus know for me. You have to promise me you'll do that.
you have
I know you don't owe me anything, but that's all I'm asking.
I will let him know. And then, obviously, if the heroes of Gullhaven are all gone, we can finally dub this estate Chateau Orpheus. And
no, we are definitely not leaving the mansion in our will to you. I can promise you that.
No.
Well,
no, we're not. Yes, thanks. No, it will not be yours. I have already, made changes, that it would be going to my sister. At least my portion.
No.
And then the other bit can go wherever, everyone else decides. But on top of that, I will not be dying, so a nice try. And if you mess up anything and you piss anybody off about this, I will kick you out on the street. I will let people know where you are. You have no magic. They will hunt you down. You will live the life of a beggar man. You will have no food. You will have ratty clothes. You will feel terrible about yourself. All of your self-esteem that you've accumulated will go out the window, and you will live the rest of your life feeling like a worthless sack of shit. Do you understand me? But if you take very good care of everything, then you will have a nice room and friends, and I will love you for the rest of my life.
Is that Orpheus?
Who?
Is that Orpheus? Also?
Yes.
May I?
Make an intimidation check at advantage real quick.
Sure.
We could just turn him over for a bounty instead of doing all that other stuff, too.
Intimidation?
Yeah.
27.
27. You hear about, before you hand it over to Mathias, you hear about 5 seconds of radio silence. And he says, yeah, no, sure. Sure, that sounds fine.
And this be Midnight Mathias White. Is this Orpheus?
Do I know who you are?
Stop taking advantage of me, friends, or I'll be back from the 9 hells and I'll turn your ribcage inside out.
See, I don't understand why we all let people do that, but I can't turn him in for a bounty. Unbelievable.
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Holy moly!
That's pretty fucking good.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking
24, not as intimidating as fucking Sylvie. And
I
hand it back.
It's definitely more.
As you
Fuck
hand
the
it
roll.
back,
That is
it's
way
like-
more intimidating.
I don't know who that was or who you're making friends with, but he does not sound like a holly jolly old man.
Oh, yeah, he has tentacles on his face that spit at you when he sneezes. Here's Rodak.
Okay, one more thing. I wanted to echo what Avantris said. Is if we don't make this, obviously, Avantris tells Seamus, but can you just make sure Rambi knows? If anything happens.
The ram.
Aye, how's he doing?
He's fine. He's eating hay, grass.
Have you seen him lately, though?
No, I've seen him. He frolics around in the pen.
Is he happy? Does he seem happy? And well fed? Has he lost weight?
This is the most wholesome and beautiful
I
thing
have
I've
to
ever
say,
heard.
I don't really know when a ram is happy. I've never been a fan of animals.
Have you seen his ears kind of flop back and forth every once in a while? That
How
means he's
about
happy.
this, Rodak? Now, because I'm helping caretake because I don't want my ribs broken in, I don't want to die on the street like a beggar or get strung up. I will gladly ask Gus to check on that, and I'll let
that
him...
would be great, Orpheus. I would just make sure that Gus is taking good care of him. Or else I'll chop you in half.
You know, Seamus will keep an eye on them too, right? He
I'm
stops
sure
in
he
all the
will,
time. He's a
but
good guy.
I'm just it's been
Yeah.
we've been
Grandpa's
gone for
here all
weeks.
the time. He pets and scratches him on the ears.
See?
Aw.
And they also
Seamus.
wiggle their tails when they're happy. Just make sure he's happy.
We're walking.
Yeah, you're walking. I assuming you're walking, talking.
Talk to your friend.
Hi.
Well,
Is there a reason you called, by the way?
I just learned that you weren't dead last night, and I wanted to check in to see to the extent to which you're not dead. But you all seem in good spirits,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm less
for sure.
concerned.
Yeah, we're just heading down into the Shadowfell like you do.
Oh, that sounds good. I mean, excuse me, what?
Yeah, no, we're gonna go into the Shadowfell with our new devil friend. Well, I mean, he's our old revenant friend, but now he's a devil. That was the guy who threatened to turn your ribs inside out. But yeah, he's a devil now, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna, just traipse down into the Shadowfell and we're gonna kill Baron Samedi and rescue Titania, and I think we're also gonna kill ancient black dragon Draculich, and
What?
basically just your everyday run-of-the-mill things.
It's a good idea. Ask him about that.
This is one of those Sylvie jokes where you're like, I'm going to say this thing and it's not actually true.
This is unfortunately real.
I don't think that I've ever said anything that wasn't actually true.
How do you just traipse into the Shadowfell? I mean, I spent most of my life, my adult life, looking for ways to get in and out of planes, and you're just going to walk down...
Yeah, you make a deal with the devil, and he makes a long contract where he sends you a more different devil that was once your friend, and also your husband, and then he has a compass with a ruby needle, and it points directly to the Shadowfell, and then you just go into the area where it tells you to go.
This is exactly why we beat you two. We're just better than you.
Well, and you hear a snap. I suppose... You survived me. You survived LeBlanc. I'm very grateful for that. I would have been very embarrassed if that dandy from the south was the one to kill all of you and I wasn't able to. But I don't know what deals you made. I hope that you were thinking, and I'm...
Yeah, we said that if we survived, he could have you. I'm kidding, we didn't say that. But your butthole fucker didn't it?
Exasperated sigh.
A loud breathe.
Holy fuck.
I wish I could hear this. I'm like looking around.
Well, it seems like whatever you're dealing with, if what do you say is it, the Shadowfell and a Dracolish, Alphonse was child's play.
That's what we're afraid of.
Yes. So with that, I've got a cold.
And I just throw the rock.
Is Lumi still coming in an hour?
52 minutes!
Okay, well, with that, I'm glad you're fine. I'll tell everyone everything in the RAM and everyone else. Goodbye. And clicks off his magical phone, his treble pebble.
Do we know roughly how far we still have to walk?
You are making your way towards the edge of the city in the swamp, not too far from where Alphonse is.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mansion is. As you eventually make your way through, as the buildings get less and less dense, most of these buildings seem abandoned. As you wind through the streets, you see the looming boughs emerging through the fog. The sun is barely visible. As you're all going, you're dealing with more and more as you get closer to the swamp. The stench hitting your nose. And bugs landing and stinging. And I mean, everyone make a constitution saving throw.
Fucking bugs!
Is it poison?
It is.
Con, you say?
Con.
That's not my strength. Oh boy.
Natural.
Well, mine's not much better. I got a 5, which gives me a 7.
A 20.
13.
13.
Oh, is it magical?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you immune to poison?
Disease, right?
Disease.
Yeah, no. It doesn't matter what it is. No.
Everyone that fails, you take 2 points of poison damage.
Guts!
As the bug, as welts appear on your flesh. And you have to keep slapping
Those little
these bugs
bugs
away.
made buttons on my arm.
As just this variety of stinging and biting insects are just constantly landing, and as you get closer, they seem to be more and more intense.
I didn't even notice.
Eventually, you go down an alley, and it seems to be towards like the old part of the city. Maybe before this was the beautiful Magnolia Promenade, an old wooden shack and a small broken dock extend out into the dark swamp ahead as the fog is directly above you. You are at the edge of Whippoorwill Swamp. As I switch my music.
I hate the South. So hot and stinky.
I'm with you.
I concur.
I remember this level of bugs and stink when I was here. It feels no different to me, to be completely honest.
This is my home.
How long ago were you here?
How long ago?
Whenever you would.
It was before I was
20 years?
betrayed by
15
Adelaide.
years?
The incident.
when I was betrayed by Avantris.
Oh, I just thought maybe you might be sensitive about it and wanted to call it the incident.
I got me vengeance. There's no sensitivities anymore.
Touche.
So, Mathias, you're also from Mammoth, right?
Yorn, yes.
I knew quite a few men from Yorn after I left my homeland, and it's nice spending time with.
You spend people?
It's nice that we have another Northerner in the party for at least a little bit.
It's my pleasure. I give him a slap on the
remember
shoulder.
you also spent time with the Yornish men for quite a long time.
Oh, right. And Dobro didn't act quite as much like a Northerner as I would have expected.
I miss that son of a bitch.
He was very hearty and very boisterous, but a little less gritty than you and I.
I remember Dobro. Is this the Dobro? Remind me of the last name.
Sharksbane.
Sharksbane.
Sharks.
You knew Dobro.
He was on my ship as a pirate for a very short time, but I remember he defeated this great shark.
Small world.
Sharkbane.
Do you still have the necklace I gave you?
I do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Sharksbane necklace, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
yes.
tooth was taken from the head of that shark the day he killed it.
You were with him when he was the bane of the shark. Hence the last name.
I hadn't put two and two together, but yes, see.
Wow.
So that wasn't his real name either.
Well, no, we knew
I
that.
need...
It's a title.
So did he really kill
I
it?
need my own Monica.
You should have seen it. He went down under the water, and he was there for longer than he should have been. He should have been drowned like I was. And when he finally emerged, he'd sawed the entire shark's head in half.
Whoa.
And pulled up
Dreamy-eyed.
both hulks onto his shoulders as we lifted him up.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I've come up with it. My Monica. It still works even if the first name is my real name, but not the real name I go by, right? So if I go by Sylvester's Alone, that is a good name, a good Monica?
I don't see why not.
Good, that's my Monica.
All right.
If anyone asks who I am, I'm Sylvester's Alone.
Duly noted.
That's a great Monica.
Thanks.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Dobro actually did that. You know,
Oh, we were talking about Dobro?
Dobro, he witnessed him kill the gigantic shark.
Bane of the shark.
Why do we care about that? We could kill a shark with our pinky fingers.
Could we?
I mean,
we
I'm kind of
literally
scared of
killed...
sharks, to be totally honest.
We literally killed Dracula.
How did you meet Dobro? When did you come into his life? And where is he
so
now?
long ago.
It's a long
It was.
story, and he's not really worth talking about, to be quite honest.
give you-
Silver!
To give you the short version, we met him the night after we all met. And he was with us for many months and weeks as he helped us
Glorious
defeat the
months.
hags, and then he went into the Feywild to be the champion of the Bear King, believe it
You
or
guys are
not.
so kind
He
to
was
us
a great
today.
bear of a man.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
So we hope that he's doing well. We hope that was basically his dream job, and he's there enjoying it.
It sounds like you love and trust him, except for Sylvie, Sylvester alone, who had a rocky relationship with him.
I did.
You're too quick, man. You're too fucking quick. You're too quick.
It was Rocky.
Well played, sir.
Too fucking quick.
I'm doing your voice.
All right.
I never knew. All right, got it. It was Rocky, but he was very strong. He could kill an orc in one fell swoop or swipe.
He really led us in those days when we didn't really know what we were doing, and we were just a ragtag bunch of people. He really gave us direction. He helped a lot.
This would have been many years ago. I met him as a young man. I'm glad he was able to aid you as I'm aiding you now.
So as you guys are saying this, Sylvie begins to move forward and she starts punching the ground.
Dunt, 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 dunt. Dun, dun, dun.
And she's just doing that.
It seems
That's
as
all.
if
Dun,
the
dun,
buzzing
dun.
of the swamp goes along.
No, because
but
he's not a bard anymore. Those are the buzzing bees.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you eventually arrive at the end of this broken dock as the wall of swamp standing or is looming ahead of you. What are you guys gonna do?
So it's like a dock and then it goes into water?
We're moving on. We're following the compass.
So it's
water,
it's
right?
dark water.
I'm going to get on my broom and fly.
Trudge through it if we need to. I mean...
Can we see the bottom? Like, can we see how deep it is?
They're very...
It's a swamp. It's not the ocean, right?
It's a swamp, but it's a very dark, it's a very deep bio. You remember when you had encountered the swamp. And there are patches of peat and muck here and there, and there might be areas where you could walk, but...
Do we know how far it is still, roughly?
Far to where you're heading?
Yes.
You have no idea. You just know the direction.
Okay.
I just am a little hesitant to go mucking about in the swamp because there was some nasty things coming out of it last time.
Okay, Amulan, get on my broom.
And I cast fly on the three of them.
If we can make it... How long does that last?
For an hour.
Yeah, I was going to say, before we do that, if we can make it an hour, I can fly.
But why don't you have...
I mean, if we're worried about causing a disturbance in the water, impeding our travel, I'm just suggesting. Of course, we still have the boat. I didn't lose your boat, don't worry. I've got it. It's safe.
You never answered the question. I assumed it was lost, like me spyglass.
No. I've got the boat. It's safe. I thought it didn't work one time, but other than that, it's worked every other time.
Oh, you lost your spyglass.
It was my first day as captain, and I almost flew off the edge of the ship, and only because I grabbed on at the last second was I able to save myself from complete obliteration. But the spyglass fell in, and that's why I have this boarding pike.
That could have been a really embarrassing first day on the job.
I heard. I didn't hear much more. I heard a lot about it.
It sounds like it would almost be as embarrassing as pooping yourself on a date.
It would be almost worse because she would have been atomized instantly.
At least I wouldn't have experienced the shame of living a lifetime with that memory.
That's true. That's true.
Then every time you close your eyes, the look of disgust in your poor date's face as she realizes the stench that bellows forth from your pantaloons.
It was pretty rough.
What was?
What was?
I mean, it's infinitely worse than being on a boat sailing on a river of blood. Let me tell you, I'm a true hero for surviving that story.
Matthias didn't know that story.
Right. Well, we're all breaking the fourth wall, so we either stay together or we don't. Right. One way or the other.
All right. Well, I don't know how to respond to that because I'm no longer in reality. Matthias transcends and turns inside out and catches in the fire.
What do you mean you're not in reality?
What were we talking about again?
I vaguely remember, I think I read about it when I was reading that book upside down, someone pooping their pants on a date.
And I said that would be particularly embarrassing, and
And I said that I would cast fly on everyone, so that we could get the hell out of here.
I would enjoy a fly. I don't care for the swamp muck.
How do we know which way we're going?
Just by the compass, that's it.
How is it, what's the sensitivity on this thing?
It's going in this direction, straight as an arrow.
Straight as an arrow. Okay.
All right, well, let's do it.
So
Shall we
fly?
Okay.
And we're looking for a
three
bow.
of them.
Can't wait to earn me
tree
wings.
bow or a boat bow?
And then Annulin would be on the back of the broom with me.
Okay.
Could be a boat, too.
Is this the direction that Guru took off when we had him chained to the boat?
It seemed to be in the same general direction.
Because that was initially when you said bow, what I thought was like the wreckage of the boat.
And I thought tree. Yeah, it was like about half and half.
So we don't really know what we're looking for.
I would assume it's the boat. But
So
I don't know.
I don't know. Once you said tree, I was convinced it was a tree.
I know, because I'm picturing like a big, maybe it's a big drooping tree over the bow of the boat.
Ooh.
Would you have told me about the nature of your fight with?
We would have told you
boat?
literally everything.
So I know that I
Giving you
might
a
be
rundown.
looking for a boat.
Yes.
All I know though is this compass direction, this cardinal direction that I'm headed.
Either way.
We have
Let's
no
just
reason
all
to have
keep
hid
our eye
anything
out.
from you.
This is taking a little getting used to. Just one moment.
What's your speed at sprinting at flight?
120.
120 feet. Okay. So you hop on the broom and you just zoom, you start flying through. And as you're making your way, you're not able to go at full speed, I guess, unless you want to fly above the bow.
Should we go above the canopy?
I don't see why not.
I'm behind you. I'm still not used to this.
Perhaps the insects will be a little thinner.
I'm following Mathias.
I'll find and I'm trying to swim because my only analog to this is water, and it's not helping me. But I'm just sort of No, that's not... Okay, I'll make my way through the tree branches and eventually arrive above what I assume is the surface of the swamp trees. And are the insects fewer here?
Yes, they're definitely fewer up here, high up. And you get the sense from your compass, you remember that has a connection to your fiendish soul, your devil soul. And you feel as if the compass is pointing you in the direction you need to go, and it is now kind of tilting downward slightly, as you all make your way flying through the canopy. And I would say at that speed, you probably need to cast fly again twice.
2 more times?
Or no, just once, one more time.
I won't.
Okay. So
I would let everyone know when it was running out, but then, I wouldn't cast it again.
So as you're flying, you make it very far out to the swamp, and you start to see that you're probably heading in a similar direction to where Rugarul had taken you. And you start to feel, like basically as you're getting there, that your fly is running out.
I remember when you flew me on your broom. It was a nauseating experience, and that was exhilarating. Perhaps it's my new devilish constitution, but I look very much forward to being able to do that indefinitely. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So should we land?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down and just land right on the water, and so I'll just stand on the water.
I'm gonna try to find like tree branches to
So
land in.
you all managed to find a patch of a long patch of peat and mud that you're able to, not too unlike the one where you had battled Rugarul on. And it's a long stretch. There are huge cypress and willow and oak trees rising out of the swampy water. And you see that you may be able to dart through walking on muck, but you'll have to go very windy way, and there's a lot of just black swamp water, still water.
Do you know if we can do we have to go from tree to tree? Do we have to swim?
Well, I'm going to continue to fly with Annulin.
Based on what we know, I would not get in the water. I mean, I can easily make it from tree branch to branch and turn into a bat and fly. So I would stay out of the water if at all possible.
Rodek, what's your recommendation? For me, I cannot fly or turn into any sort of bat-like creature.
I think we might as well use your boat.
Just again, be careful. I would stay out of the water, but if there's no other way, then
I mean, unless I agree that, I think Sylvie, she shouldn't use all of her energy right now.
No.
I'd like to scan the denseness of the trees. Does it look like we'd be able to get a boat through that?
I'd say it'd be very easy to tell that these trees are wide apart, and it seems like you'd be able to navigate. The patches of actually firm land are few and far between. Just islands kind of dotting or long stretches of muck that you'd be able to guide a boat through narrow channels.
I cast fly
and
again,
open water.
just so we could get there quickly.
Okay.
Do you remember the... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys would be far more resourceful than this.
I was happy to enjoy the boat, but this be even better.
Okay. You keep as you're making your way up out of the swamp, up to the canopy. You see something out of the corner of your eye. I think with your passive perception, you'd be able to see this. You see fragments of white wood floating, and you then see other bits floating more and more along the swamp water, and this area looks familiar to you. And as you look to your left, there seems to be the huge cypress tree where the hungry catfish had smashed up against and sent all of you flying into the swamp. And where there's once a huge riverboat, there's nothing. Nothing but driftwood and remnants.
Yeah, there's the tree, the one I was talking about.
It's a great tree.
You see something floating in the water, and it looks like a huge wooden O. You remember that it had said casino on either side of it in wooden paneling. And, however, the ship seems to be gone.
Does it look like there's enough wreckage to constitute what was left of the boat, or that there's a lot missing?
There's a lot missing. Just little bits and pieces of what had fallen off.
Interesting.
The boat was like hundreds of feet long, right?
Yeah.
Like gigantic.
Yeah, it was huge. like 500 plus feet long.
Perhaps it sunk?
I don't see why we're worried about the boat.
Well, I think we're just trying to find the right place to try to fall into the right place.
Well, it's not going to be an inanimate, it's not going to be an object you can move around. It's not like it's a portable thing into the Shadowfell, and the boat wasn't always here, and we know that Guru had a connection to the Shadowfell, and this was his lair, so it makes sense that the connection to the Shadowfell would have to do with something that's always been here and would always be here, like that gigantic cypress tree that's immediately in front of us. There's no way it was the boat that just was driven here accidentally because he got caught on it when he was flying away. That would be silly. It wouldn't make any sense. Who would ever even think of something like that?
Well, what does the needle say?
The needle continues to point just past it, deeper into the swamp.
I believe this may just be a coincidence. It points me onward and not down or towards some item immediately here. When we pass it, it'll turn immediately and show us where we need to go.
This sounds awful. Because even if it's pointing right at it, how do we know whether it's the tree or a blade of grass? Or a dirt? Well, I guess because you can move a dirt.
Trust in me, Master. He'll lead the way.
Water.
Yeah! What if we have to drown to get there?
I'm with you. I trust you. Just lead.
Drowning isn't as bad as it sounds.
And I continue to fly through the
I'm pretty sure
trees.
it is. Yeah.
So you all fly, and probably for another full hour, going incredibly fast. You are blazing as you fly. As you then get the sense that you have to go down, and that you're going to have to sink beneath a canopy. Mathias leads you all down. You find a tiny gap in the incredibly dense tree cover of the bayou. And you see a large swath of black water as the stench hits your nostrils. The fog is very difficult to see through, but you're able to see probably 50 feet ahead of you, and it's obscured, but you're able to see the water approaching.
And we've never been this deep before.
You've never been this deep in
right.
the swamp. Even you remember that Rugurul's lair was off to the northwest from where you fought him, and then you guys are going northeast.
Okay.
As the fog is so thick, you look up ahead and suddenly you see something. Lights through the fog. Little tiny flickers of light.
Will-o-wisps.
Green,
No.
orange,
Fuck.
pink, purple.
Will-o-wisps?
Well, no, I thought they were, and then they were colors.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
We need to slow down. Those are his colors.
Yeah,
How much longer do we
That-
have this ability?
would make sense because we're trying to get into the Shadowfell.
Right, but he's protecting the entrance.
We just need to. Well,
We don't know
we have
that.
to press on regardless.
I agree.
There's no stopping now.
No, I know, but we just need to approach with
We
caution.
had it for an hour, so.
I'd say
however
it's
long it
probably
takes.
ending shortly. Probably another minute or so.
Let's just keep moving
I will
forward.
cast it again and use my last
So
spell
we're
slot.
below the canopy and we can see the lights like up ahead or
Up
below us still,
Up
or
ahead,
where?
yeah.
No, we went up. We're under the canopy and we're moving towards them.
Okay, I just didn't know how.
We're
like,
just above
from
the water.
canopy to water. How far that
If
is.
we don't have much time left, now is the time to be a little more stealthy. Perhaps that boat might be the trick.
I cast fly again already, so we have it.
If we have all the time in the world to fly, then
We have
perhaps
another
now's
hour.
the time for us to be very quiet and not in the water creating ripples, which would be less stealthy than what we're doing now.
So, you fly very slowly as the lights get larger and larger. And you start to see huge willow trees rising out of these large swaths of earth that have risen up from the swamp. And as you get closer, you see that on this mud are wooden pikes with strange glowing wooden fetishes, each topped with a candle glowing in the various colors that you know. However, on your left, as you approach this scene, you see movement that's not flickering flame. On either side of massive trunk of a willow tree. You see a humanoid struggling, seemingly tied around this tree. And there seems to be, as you get closer, patches that are covered by swarming insects that seem to be on the flesh of this humanoid creature that's struggling, seemingly still alive.
Is this familiar to any of you?
No. Is this bait? What is this?
I don't know, but it's none of our business. We have a mission.
All right.
If you could justify sailing past those lollipop heads, then you can justify ignoring the man on the tree and heading into the Shadowfell.
I agree.
We don't have time or resources, some of us, for whatever this is.
I agree.
Titania waits for no one. Except for me.
All right.
Obviously.
All right.
Really?
Yes, really. There were children having their heads cut off in the water, and you sailed away from it, Annulin.
I don't
Let's
like
not
kids all
pull.
that much.
Well, that is unfortunate. I don't like a man covered in bugs all that much.
Can't we at least put him out of his misery?
Do you want to be on that tree covered in bugs?
How
Do you want
many
to get
feet are
caught
we away
and bug
from,
covered?
would you say?
From
the wriggling figure?
the wriggling figure, probably a good 30 feet.
Annulin,
Way
can
too
you
close.
get him in the head? You could kill him.
Can
But
try.
then I want you to know you are taking any chance of him escaping on his own away from me.
At 30 feet, do I see whether he could escape or she or the
tied,
right? I got
it's
it.
not like.
Make a perception.
Does it look like it's seeing us?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Annulin, aim for the rope. Let him run.
If we can see it.
8.
I don't know if we can even
8
see
perception check.
it. Okay.
I mean, I figure if we can see that he's tied up, you'd be able to see the rope.
17 plus... Oh, pickles. Plus 7, so 24.
24. As you see this figure, you look and your elven eyes are able to peer through the fog as it parts slightly. And you see that this human figure is not a human at all. You see slimy amphibious skin, as it seems as if a bullywug is tied up, covered in these stinging insects. His eyes are wide with pain and terror. And you then look down at his feet. There's 3 bullywugs, dead, stabbed in the chest. Horrible wounds, insects swarming them, seemingly devouring the corpses. You see that there are these huge, thick ropes chaining this bullywug all around, from head to toe. And you see that in his mouth that there is a huge rum bottle, almost nearly shoved down his throat and tied around his head.
And so the you said it's ropes or it's chains?
Ropes.
Ropes, like really, really heavy ropes.
Thick ropes. Okay, so like would I be able to look at that and be like it's like too thick to sever with an arrowhead?
I mean, you can try to find a weak point, but I mean, yeah, with an arrow it would be.
I'm gonna fire an arrow at the rope in an attempt to sever it.
As she pulls her bow out, I'm gonna stop the broom so that she wouldn't be at disadvantage because it's not moving.
Good idea. Put it out of its misery.
That probably misses. No, wait, hold on. Plus
15.
12, 15.
15, roll some damage. As you're able to, the DC kind of varies about how well you can do it.
11.
11. You fire, and your arrow manages to pierce in. It does seem to sever some of the strands. But thank you for the sub, Cannoli 19.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
My
it.
favorite dessert of all time.
Andy loves cannoli.
Yeah.
May it do
As
you fine.
the ropes sever and kind of drops a little bit, and you see that that the head gets knocked a little bit, and the rum bottle seems to get free, and you hear,
oh my god, hold on. It's Katie and Andrew. Hi,
hey! What's up, guys?
It's so great to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah.
I forget where you moved, but I hope you're enjoying it.
And we didn't want to say because we're on stream.
Yes.
I find them.
That too.
But
And
we
it
miss you.
I don't know who that
seems
is,
to
but
be tilted, and you hear,
We can all hear this, Ryan. We won't
and it's, yeah.
God, just put it out of his misery, like Mathias
This is
said.
bait. Those things work for
He's
Garou.
still alive. What if he can get away? Now you've given me hope.
Wait,
Just because-
these creatures work for Garou.
Aye, they do.
Well, why aren't we questioning it?
It doesn't speak
I
common.
think they work for Garou specifically because they don't want that to happen to them.
So I'm still with Mathias. We put it out of its misery and we move on.
leaving it up to
My
you.
position is that we question it.
We don't have any way to communicate with it. They can understand us, but we can't understand anything they say. They just kind of do this.
Unless you speak Bullywug.
They point a lot and they gesture and we kind of figure out what they're talking
That's
about.
what
But
it
we've never had
sounds
a
like.
conversation with a bullywug.
Do we... I'm worried that it's bait. But why, I mean... What
No,
what
I
kind of
think it's-
horrible ritual is this?
I think it's more of like a sacrifice, you know?
Can you speak Bullywug, Sylvie?
I am checking, yes. However, I have flown us thrice. So no.
Yes, but actually no.
Actually, thanks, Mathias.
And I hold on to the ruby and I regain a spell.
You hear a as it glows and brings you back. It brings you great joy. It brings you great joy to see your cane still being used in such a way. And the
Still
grand
have me
power.
cane.
Of course.
I'm gonna fire another arrow at the rope.
Okay.
27.
27. Okay. Roll damage.
16.
You're aiming for the rope again?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
so you get that power back. You feel like you'd be able to cast whatever it was where you heard like, oh, shoo fly pie, whenever the fuck I did.
Tongues.
Yeah, oh yeah, tongues. As, I don't know if you're casting that.
I will get close. I'll follow the arrow and get into this guy's face.
I'm going to cast it on Mathias.
Oh, okay.
Is it not a everybody thing? It's
It's just a one person
So do I
thing.
suddenly feel bullywuggy?
So you can understand any spoken language and anything that you can say. Any creature that at least speaks one language can understand what you're saying.
All right. What happens with the arrow? I guess.
Okay. So the arrow shoots and fires out, and you hear it snapping of a bunch of more ropes. They fly out. The rum bottle falls to the ground with a thud. It clanks against one of the exposed bone of the bullywugs below. And it falls out, and you hear... I'm sorry.
Are you? Am I still flying?
You're flying. You
Okay,
can fly.
so
out.
I'll-
close.
I will.
And he seems to be just
Tongues
barely...
is in concentration, so...
He seems to be barely holding on with just by around his abdomen where his arms are totally locked.
I will get up to him and you said that he was covered in
Insects.
Insects.
Yeah.
How far away from me is he?
30. Mathias is now at 30 feet. You see these weak, large, bulbous frog eyes look at you, and he barely kind of registers, and he says, "Oh, am I dead?"
I guess I have an innate feeling that I can speak to this creature now that he. Yeah. So I in Bullywug will turn to him and I'll be like,
Why are you tied up? Is this a trap? Do I need to kill you right now?
The froggy myth, but I didn't want to go through with the ritual.
Froghemoth.
You froggy myth. Yes.
How are you feeling? Are you okay?
He looks down. His flesh is horribly exposed. He's stinging. There's massive welts all over him from the insects. The eating bugs are just almost devouring him. He looks very rough.
very rough. I will put my hand around his neck
and I will push him against the trunk of this tree, and I will say, "Hear me, friend. You're going to answer any questions that I or any of my friends might have for you. But if we don't like those answers, just know that me magical friend here has speak with dead."
I don't know what he's saying, but I'm getting flashbacks from another time in Mercandraw. It wasn't good.
And with my hand on him, I will pour 10 points of healing lay on hand style into him.
Okay.
That was not what I expected.
I would say
He pours into him.
He must be getting information.
make a intimidation check at advantage.
We have no idea what either of them are saying.
Nope.
Holy fuck.
That's gonna be...
Actually, no, I think we do understand what he's saying. Because as long as anybody who speaks at least one language is listening to him, tongues just translates everything.
Oh.
So he is speaking, and to him he's hearing bullywug. To us, we're hearing common.
Okay, I heard
We just
exactly
can't
what he was
understand the
saying,
bullywug.
and it's still giving me PTSD.
And I'm going to need everyone's passive perception, please.
Oh, Lord. Passive? That's not good.
We're still flying, right?
15.
130. Oh no, it's 15. Shit.
10.
I've just now realized that I have proficiency in perception skill.
Wisdom is my death.
Does that doesn't do anything for passive,
Wisdom
right?
and strength.
It
No,
does,
it's
but
9.
your passive perception will be
It'll just say what it is at the bottom of your saving under your saving throws.
So 17.
17 for me as well. We need to go right away if there's any trouble, alright?
Okay.
So I've poured some healing into him to sort of ease his pain, just so that I can accelerate the answers I'm looking for.
Okay. So as
Make it hurt more.
as
when
you
start
clutch him around the throat, your hand is getting slick with this mucus around the frog throat, and he goes,
I did not want to turn into undead.
Good night, Andrew and Katie. Thanks very
Good
much.
night, guys.
I'll loosen a little bit to let him breathe.
We did not want to complete the ritual to turn undead and go into the Shadowfell and follow him. So they killed all of them except for me.
Hey,
for the
Hey.
Awesome. Do I, looking around the roots of this tree, do I see any place where I'd be able to set this guy down if I wanted to take him off the
Yeah,
tree?
there is, he's not that high up. He's probably about 5 feet, and then there's just mud, two long swaths of mud with all these willow trees.
I'll take out a vicious dagger.
Okay.
And I will carve through the ropes. That's the word. I'll carve through the ropes as I'm listening to him tell me a little bit more about the ritual. Go on about this ritual.
When I see the knife, I'm like, don't go for the fingers. Oh god. Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm not even looking where I'm cutting.
That was
I'm
a
digging
long
into the
time
bark of
ago.
the tree.
I think you're an assassin or something.
So as you slice the rope, it's very one flip because of all of the damage that Anulin had done to these ropes. He collapses, and the bugs scatter, and they're still kind of hovering around. But with your fiendish presence, it's almost kind of keeping them a little bit out at bay as you hover. You stand over him, and
I'll land and.
And you land, and you're standing now in the mud. Your boots sink down about 2 inches into this muck, and it smells foul as you're still holding them by the throat.
What is the nature of this ritual?
We die. We get risen as undead. Gain power.
Can you
Join the
understand this?
Shadowfell.
Can you all understand this?
Nope.
I yell out.
No, we can hear you.
Just the normal blah blah blah.
It's a one-sided conversation for us.
Go ahead.
Come join me. And I'll
fly
wait
us in
until.
Okay.
a little bit closer.
As you fly in, as you are calling out, and he's like,
But you must be careful of the froghemoth.
I still have my dagger in my hand, and I'm keeping it near him as I'm holding his throat. You said that you'd be risen again. Is that like undead? Is that like a revenant?
More than a revenant, but he uses the left hand voodoo, the magic, gives power in death.
I'm repeating this as he's talking.
Oh god.
I did not want the gift. Many of us did not.
Ask him where the froghemoth is.
Where and what is a froghemoth?
It's beast that lurks these swamps. It is near. You must look out.
All right.
Ask him
Let
if
him
we
go,
let him go,
we need to go.
if he'll be able to run away and have a happy future.
And
If
let's
he can escape.
quickly get into the Shadowfell. Not that I ever thought I'd be saying that.
I thought I might put him out of his misery.
No, let's let him try to find a happy life and a happy wife.
And as you're talking, his eyes go wide as he looks past you. And he's like,
no.
You think that Mikey would make a froghemoth and let us get out of
not a chance! I've been waiting so long!
Do you think any of us would complain that he's not going to let us get
And
out
what's your
of
name,
this?
friend?
Blobs, but froghemoth! And it's immediately that you notice.
We're like within, I would say, like what, 10 feet of him?
Yes.
I'm gonna immediately reach out. How big are these bullywugs?
They're a little bit bigger than you.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out and grab him and pull him up onto the broom with us.
You yank him up, and as you're all doing this, all focused, as you see a massive pink tongue lash out at Mathias. And we'll see how that does. Anyone roll for initiative?
Oh, shit. Alright, I'll roll, and then I will use the restroom, because holy shit.
Boing! Of course we weren't getting out of the froghemoth. And I have no spells, so
I'm a
you
21
guys
when he asks.
you guys can die. I'm kidding.
Gotcha.
I'm kidding. I won't let you die.
You and me both? You
20 to 25.
For the bathroom.
I got a 22. Matthias got a 21.
22.
Nice.
21. The old
Plus
original.
4 is...
Old original
Plus 4 for rapid
Mathias.
Audacity.
Card.
Yeah,
Initiative
he let
card.
me keep it because he's really nice. But
15 to 20.
19.
Wow, okay.
19 as well.
Ooh.
You go first.
Thank you, sir.
Sylvie, what do you get?
12.
12. Okay. With that, why don't we reveal the map?
Review! All of it?
Yep, the whole thing.
Woo!
So as you see this massive pink tongue shooting forward at Mathias, it is going to hit him as it grabs Mathias and yanks it back to this massive creature. Huge, green, bulbous, frog-like, with 3 eye stalks atop of its head, a massive maw full of sharp teeth, and 4 wriggling tentacles where arms would be. And I'm going to need to roll initiative for it.
Do we have a mini for Matthias?
We should. What Matthias? We need the Kremik. Give me this guy because he's a pike.
Got it.
I was the sorcerer last time.
We don't have him
We
anymore.
don't have him. No, we
He's
don't.
somewhere.
He's somewhere. We don't know.
We'll define
I
that.
should have looked at that. And so that tree is where you guys were. So Matthias was
This
like,
tree here?
yeah, that tree.
Let me use something that I'm familiar with. Is it alright if I use
Yeah, you
Frost?
use Frost. So
Yeah, that'd be better so that I know what I'm
And so
talking
you guys just traded, right?
Oh
about.
yeah,
I don't know how to play this character.
Was it a battle
A
map?
frog a what?
Froghemoth.
Froghemoth.
Froghemoth,
With an
and then
frog with behemoth.
in case it matters, Gricko can be Blubs. And he's
his
That
name
is
is
a canonical
Blubs.
canonical name.
Oh God. That auto
Where
corrects
is it
into
of him?
frog euthanasia.
I do love him.
Where is he?
I just
here.
love
He's
him.
with
Right next to
Sylvie.
Matthias.
Sylvie's the thing for frogs.
Oh
and
no,
then
he's
frogs
with
with
he's
balls.
on
the broom.
He's on the broom, yeah.
Okay.
He's
And
directly in front of
I'm not
Sylvie.
gonna be that fucking close.
Yeah, I was.
That's
like
like water, though, right? We're like, this is
Well,
Pete.
we're still flying.
Good call.
Yeah.
So we were sort of hovering a little further back.
And you see a massive tongue hits and crits Matthias. Oh, you have son of a bitch.
That's why I asked you to give me that shit.
And with the adamantine armor,
Bang!
it looks like it would crit you, this fiendish smoking plate. It manages to shrug off this well-placed tongue. However, it still wraps around you, and you are going to take some damage.
Do you have a token?
Yes. I'm going to place it.
Wow, that's a big
boy.
one.
He's a big boy.
I'm going to do some damage.
He has 3 little head eyes.
Sorry.
I guess yeah.
I mean, not
Who
sure.
knows? Like you'll tell us where to put it.
You
Aww.
love critting me when I'm Matthias.
I
so
do.
I had to fucking ask for that shit. You know it's true.
Cute. I like him.
20 points of bludgeoning damage as the tongue
sweet
hits
Lord.
you and yanks you towards this ravenous, hungry maw as he's going to try to swallow you.
Where is he?
He is. I'm going to find and place him.
And while you're doing that, anybody who's watching, if you take a look at Andy's shirt tonight, he's wearing an official Legends of Avantris shirt.
Flex on him.
I need that. I need that business.
He's going to be right. He's going to be right there.
I need a muscle tank version.
He's going to be my model
yes.
for when I put them up in the show.
I didn't see
I love
that.
that.
I made this.
I love.
The silver looks so fucking good up close. It's crazy to me.
Vandris sees the tongue, looks to his left, it's like, oh fuck!
And he's going
Literally
to
right
make
there.
a bite attack as he drags it 5 feet, put him right directly next on the shore.
He drags,
The tongue is wrapped around and he yanks it and then
pulls Matthias to him.
Matthias.
This isn't me first.
Okay.
Tongue lashing.
Yeah, I bet.
Yikes.
I mean, you do have a wife.
Wait, I don't remember you at the bathhouse.
I don't know what that means.
Ew.
Oh,
I'm
God.
uncomfortable.
Could we kick Andy out of
21
the
to hit.
campaign?
21 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Okay, so you see this massive frog
Andy's
creature.
a pervert.
I have
Perfect.
Polar Master. Can I use a provoked opportunity attack when he enters my reach? I don't know how this works because of the tongue.
Or you wrapped up, like...
Am I like grappled?
Obviously, they need to use their movement, right?
No, so with Polar Master, the second he enters the reach of the weapon, he can use his reaction.
If he can swing the weapon.
Yes.
Okay.
So as long as he
Yeah.
can swing his weapon.
Yeah.
So I'll turn as I'm being rolled up, and I'll try to stab him with my fucking polearm as I go in.
Fuck yeah.
do that.
Get him.
That's not gonna hit. It's gonna be balls. That's gonna be 17.
17 hits.
Oh!
And I need you
Yeah.
to make a strength saving throw for me.
I would be happy to. That'll be
Come on, big one.
19.
4,000 your
Oh, I'm sorry.
19. So roll damage.
Watch it live, folks.
And
It's the magic.
Ooh, that's
The
good.
magic
That's
of
the
the
magic.
crystal ball.
Seamless.
17 points
Seamless
of damage,
transition.
I believe, of the pokey variety.
Okay. So you stab in with your pike, and this massive maul does slam into you, dealing. I'm gonna just do the damage here real quick.
It's fun playing a character that you have no idea how to play anymore.
Oh wow.
That's how I feel every Wednesday.
I only have how many spell slots?
22 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
and it looks like it's going to swallow you whole.
This is the end. Mom,
It looks like it's going to swallow you whole, but you manage to stab in this flesh. It lets out this huge croak, and you manage to land on the muck. And with that, it's top of the round, so it's Vandris' turn.
I'm just gonna immediately turn and be like, oh fuck. I will speak. I'll use my bonus action to say, for Edward, and then I will attack.
You do that. It glows with beautiful light.
19? Is that what it is?
19.
20.
20. 20 will hit.
Alright, so that's gonna be 1d8 plus.
A lot.
So 5, 9, 10, plus 9 is 19. Plus 7 is 26. Plus 6 is 32.
32.
It was alright.
Okay. 32 points
Lot of
of
low-
damage.
lot of low numbers.
The blade erupts and you stab it. It lets out this loud croak as you tear into it.
And then I'm going to use my fleet footwork or fancy footwork, or however it is, and bounce back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Huzzah.
And with that, it is going to be Matthias' turn.
Am
You
I?
are on the ground
Oh.
as you land on the muck. Something doesn't feel right. The smell is putrid. How far above the ground are you guys hovering?
We're about 10 feet
I was
above
going
the
to say, I don't
ground.
need to be about 5.
10
Because
feet?
we
Got it.
came
I'll be
down to
like
pick up the bullywugs.
15-ish,
So.
because I was like hovering
I'll
above.
attempt to perceive what's going on the ground as I will fly upwards. You said there's something weird about it,
Yeah.
so can I try and guess what that is? Did I just get a weird feeling?
You get it's you're starting to sink in a little bit deeper.
Oh.
As
Superman up.
okay, so you're taking an attack of opportunity.
No, I'll just get up 15 feet. Is that going to trigger that? I'll get up as far as I can to bash this thing head in.
Okay, yeah. So
I just don't want to be on the ground.
Yeah.
So I will use 5 feet, 10 feet of movement, and then I will bonus action Wrathful Smite
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Which I cannot remember how any of this works. You guys are gonna have to super fucking bear with me because I didn't have where's Wrathful Smite?
With D&D Beyond.
Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So I do that, and now I have a Wrathfully Smitelicious Attackatron, and then I will use my action to attack twice.
Okay.
I'll scream at it. What the fuck is this thing? Natural 1 for the first attack, and a 19 plus a billion, 27.
27.
That'll be for that. That means that I do the regular amount of damage, which is going to be 11, that's fine. Oh, man, 19... that's going to be 23 points of regular damage. Then the Wrathful Smite deals an additional 4 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
And he's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw, or be frightened.
So how much damage was that? Sorry, I was...
23 plus 4.
23 plus 4.
Okay, so 20...
And one of them, the 4 was psychic, if that matters.
It does not.
That's fine, I don't care. And then he needs to make a wisdom saving throw against the DC 17.
I missed this.
Wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
17.
17. Against the Froghemoth. That is going to be a 19.
It's 19. All right. I did not learn whether or not it can be scared or not, and that'll be the conclusion of my turn.
Okay, you see Mathias. His pipe glows with this horrible infernal light, and he stabs into the Froghemoth. And with that, it is going to be Annulin's turn.
It's me. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on Zifwalg.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fire 2 arrows at it. Oh, I got a critical nat.
I'll put it on my list.
Yep, I got a natty one.
Arrow.
Shit.
Are you still on the broom?
Yes.
On what you call it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would say that it's disadvantage regardless, but you fail
Even though
regardless,
she's not the one driving it?
Yes, so I would say if you're on the broom, I would not be able to do that.
Okay, so that is first roll, natural 1, fail.
Yep.
That's better. 23.
23 will hit, yeah. So the first one sinks into the mud.
7, 8, 9, plus 8 is 17.
17 points of damage as you fire an arrow and it sinks in. Blood is pouring out of this creature. And it's taking a lot of hits, but it's a huge motherfucker. Okay, Rhoda, you're up.
I'm going to fly in. And I will attack it thrice.
Okay.
That's going to hit 7 plus 10, 17. Does that hit?
17 hits, yep.
Okay, and then so they all hit. I'm going to make the first one a menacing strike.
Okay.
So I make a whiz saving throw.
A whiz saving throw, got it. Whiz saving throw. 21 for the whiz saving throw.
That passes.
Roll hot with this
10,
die.
14, so 24 damage for the first attack.
Okay.
Let's do another wisdom. Let's do another menacing strike. Fuck it.
Why not?
Come on.
I remember this being like, oh, Rodic is crazy shit, and it's just this like insane branching tree of options. Well, what if I would have?
Did he pass?
What was that? Yeah, it was a 20.
Okay. 25 damage for that one.
25 damage for that one, okay.
And then I'm not going to do anything.
Okay.
19 damage.
19 damage, okay. So that was your third attack?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to basically spin around here. And I will end my turn.
Okay. So, as that happens, the smell of this muck gets stronger and stronger. And suddenly the water looks murky. And it starts to splash a bit. The mud seems to shift and shake. As at various points, bursting out of the water and the muck are lilting corpses of bullywugs.
No!
That begin to shamble, and several erupt out of the water by you, Rodek, to pull you in to the ball, to the swamp. And same to you, Mathias. And so...
Where are they at?
So I roll.
Oh.
Show us.
We
The
want to
3
see.
that were the feet are going to be there.
They're pretty cute.
Well, I had to find this is a zombie polytoad.
We should say they're pretty cute.
Is that a Pokemon?
Oh yeah,
it's a zombie polytoad.
Good old Pokemon.
I think I don't think I played that gen, but I think I
1,
still
2, 3,
recognize
4,
it.
5, 6, 7. There should be 8.
Gen 3 or something. But
Could you check to see if there's any tokens stacked?
What are we missing?
Oh.
I feel like there's...
We're missing number 5.
5's right here.
we're doing 5.
5 will be
Directly
on
under
Rodak,
me.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so they are all going to go as they they're just stinking this horrible business as they are going to attack. Rodak, 3 of them are going to attack us with their claws. 1, 2 miss for sure. 1 is going to be a 20.
Barely hits.
20 hits. Okay, you take these claws of these zombies sink into you, and they deal 5 points of piercing damage, and you are now grappled, brought down to the top of the water.
Ooh.
And 2 are going to attack you, Mathias.
I'm 5-10 feet up.
Yeah. 1 is going to miss. The other 2 are going to start walking towards you, Mathias.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 3, and they are going...
Jesus, seriously? How far do they move?
They move 25 feet.
So they can get there. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one is going to walk towards him as well.
Yeah.
They all kind of have this dead look in their eye.
Oh, so they can
as
see
they
her.
all, the 3 that were below him, have now all risen as well. As they begin to shamble. And we're going to get 3 more attacks. 2 of those are going to miss, but 1 is going to hit. As its claws lean up and it hops upward and grabs and tries to pull you down and is going to hit you, dealing
What a mess.
4 points of piercing damage, and you are now grappled, brought down to the mud.
I can't resist that with a...
I would say that you're able to resist it on your turn.
Okay.
So you are grappled and you're pulled down to the mud, and your boots sink into it. And with that, it's their turn. Sylvia, you're up.
I am going to. I'm just going to cast Eldritch Blast, and I'm going to cast them at 7. I think that's 6 and 8.
Yep. Okay.
So that is 14.
14 hits.
Okay, then they all hit because that was my lowest one. Where are you, little numbers? So 7 gets 13 points of damage.
13 Eldritch Blast hits him.
9 to number 6.
Okay.
And 7 to number 8.
Okay. All 3 arcs blast out, and you see as the exposed flesh, some of them are totally covered in the stinking muck that you're in, and it's starting to expose more of their bone as it easily blasts away their flesh. Okay. With that, it is... Good
night, Leafy.
Good night.
Good night, Leafy.
Good night. With that, it is going to look and survey, and it's going to see that it's going to turn towards you, Amulet, and lash out its tongue.
Ruh-roh.
14 misses, right?
It do.
It flies out, unable to wrap around you, and it's going to turn towards you, Rodak, and make a bite attack. That is going to be a... $27 to hit.
That'll do.
As the mouth chomps down on you.
Chunks down.
It chomps down. 12, 14. 20 points of piercing damage, and you see Rodak, you've seen this sight before, as this massive froggy myth leans back, gripping Rodek, and swallows him whole.
Oh, fuck.
See you, buddy.
You are now inside the bell. Everything is pitch black. And
Inside the belly of
it seems to be very familiar.
Been there, friend.
Okay, Avantris, you're up.
Seeing Rodek get swallowed, I'm going to obviously be alarmed and sad, and I will fly over and stab the creature.
Okay.
25.
You got it.
Better. Not really. That's going to be 6 and 4 is 10, plus 11 is 21, plus 6 is 27, plus 6 is 33. So again, almost the exact same amount of damage. So yeah,
33.
I'm really dead average.
I love my initiative card, by the way. I'm like scratched out. And it says
Matthias,
Tyche.
Matthias,
Oh yeah,
Bradley.
Tyche, Radley, Matthias. Well, this one's better.
There you go.
A little better. Still says Tyche.
That's
so good.
As you see
33.
Rhoda, and once again, your flaming sword slides and lets out this as its tentacles are flinging all around angrily.
And then I'll step back 5 feet.
Okay,
That's all I got
you're able
left.
to do that because of your business. Matthias, you're up.
How do I get out of this grapple?
You can use your action to make a strength. You can use your action to make an athletics check or an acrobatics check.
I see.
Or you can stay there and try to kill the guy that's grappling.
But I cannot move while grappled.
You cannot move. Your speed becomes 0 and attacks against you
including
are.
fly.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's a medium creature.
I don't want to get my actions. I got stuff I like to do. I want to do stuff.
All right. I'll attempt to escape.
Okay.
All right.
You're make an athletics contest against, or no, make an athletics check.
16.
16 passes.
Okay, so I'm free.
You're free. You burst out of it. And that's your
I will
action.
fly vertically 30 feet.
Okay.
On the way, I'll use my bonus action to use
So-
the end of my pole arm to poke the froggy-myth in the eye.
Okay. So it's gonna get. So we'll do the poke, and then I'll get his opportunity attack.
Which eye?
That's
very
going to be a
important.
20 to hit.
20 to hit. That does hit.
That does hit, and I'll do... where did I have that written down? That's fine. I don't care. It's okay. Where is it? That's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points
to
of
his
bap
eyeball.
it off the side.
And then he can take an attack of opportunity, I guess. That's fine.
190. Okay. As you get the attack opportunity, he's going to make an attack of opportunity against you, and that is going to be a 26 to hit. And he's going to lash his tongue out and try to drag you back down to the mud.
All right, and I will use my hellish rebuke and spending my reaction.
Okay, you do that. What do I gotta make? Saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw. DC 17.
He fails.
Okay. He takes, as this happens, stop tonguing me, you bitch! And then I'll give it. That's a nightmare. That's 11.
Oh wow.
No, that's not. That's 2. That's 2 points of fire damage. That's great.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are dragged back down in the middle of all these zombies again.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Let me just double check that that's how little damage I did. Holy shit.
This is 3d6, right?
It's 2d10 fire.
Oh,
and
2d10,
that's-
yeah.
I rolled 1 and 1.
Oh no.
That's rough.
As
That is
the
the
fire emerges and it is not able to dodge, it singes the flesh. Is it your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, with that, it is Matthias Anglin up.
Yeah.
From the point of Matthias, I'm going to volley onto all of the bully loves there.
Ooh, baby.
Okay.
I
Good
guess
play.
all disadvantaged. So I'm gonna start. Is 1 that one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with 1 and just
1,
work
7,
around the
6,
out.
8, 2.
Their AC's 11,
And
just
you
so
can
everyone
discount
knows.
Oh, and I can get the big guy too.
Yeah.
I'll leave him for last. So number 1.
Their AC's 11, so I
Yep,
think you need
she
a natural
was
1.
17.
You would have to get a
Natural 1 in order
Okay.
to miss.
Hit.
There's 2 hits,
Hit.
3 hits,
Hit.
4 hits.
Barely.
Barely.
Hit.
Froggy Myth is 14 AC.
And then 1 more for the Froggy Myth.
Or Frogmoth.
Yep,
Yep.
she hits.
Okay. All of them get hit.
All right.
And you can choose to shoot the arrows around us.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's
It's
nuts.
it's arrow 1 arrow for creatures of my choosing. So I roll for each thing.
Thanks, Ambulin.
Volley is so amazing.
It's really good.
So
It's really
good. I'm just gonna roll double dice
Okay,
for
do that.
going through here. So let's say number 1 gets 10.
Okay.
Number
7.
7 gets 14.
It is barely hanging on. The arrow number 7 is barely hanging on.
He did damage to me.
Number 8 gets 11.
11.
I'm sorry, that's number 6. Number 6 gets 11.
Okay.
Number 8 gets 13. No. 15.
Okay.
So number 2 gets 14.
14. Okay. Number 2 gets 14.
And then I'm gonna use all my big dice on the big guy. So that is 11. No, yes. 11, 13, 14 plus 8 is 22 to the big guy.
22 to Big Guy Jones. Okay. Okay, you fire and you do a considerable amount of damage. The arrows pierce a bunch of the zombies all around Mathias, and you manage to also pierce the flesh of the frog demon. It lets out a guttural croak. Okay, with that, it's Rodok's turn. You're inside.
So can I?
You are restrained and blinded.
But I can attack stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
So he does it with disadvantage.
So you know what? I'm just gonna fucking go to town here. Try to cut my way out. Well, it would have been a natural 20, but a 19 hits. So he's a 14 AC.
Yep.
Natty 1. Mark it, bub. That's number 1.
The dice glow.
2 plus 10, 12. Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's 14.
Okay, so I just make 1 hit. So I'm gonna do 2d6. That's it. 4, 6.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the follow! The
Hey. Welcome to our family.
Welcome to the Avantris fam. 6 plus 6 is 12 damage.
Okay. You were slicing Ed, and unfortunately he's not doing as much as you would like. Does he get the curse?
Oh, yes. Did he go? So he gets to roll 1d4. Or
His turn is after Sylvie.
But he went before. I hit him before. So he takes a 3 extra damage, and then just make a, con saving throw?
He fails.
Okay, so now he has 2 stacks.
Cool. There's 2 stacks of King Krem's curse on him, and then with that, it is the zombies' turn. They are going to.
They're all in range of me.
What?
They're all in range of me.
They are all in range of you, and
Because
so
I got dragged down.
you got dragged down in the muck, and they're going to. We're going to just do 5 rolls.
Yeah.
I didn't kill a single one. Those balls, and I apologize.
Damn you, Annulin!
This is your fault!
Fucking boat.
Miss.
It's
Miss. 18?
Yep.
They all miss. Okay, unbelievable. And then with that, barely missed. The other one is going to swim over towards you.
Still swallowed. You couldn't fight out.
Yeah.
I landed 1 hit, but
They're going to swim basically 25 feet over to Mathias.
Hey.
I don't think any of them can actually hit him this
There
turn.
you guys.
Oh my
But
god.
they are going to start swarming him. Okay. With that, it is.
It was really great having you here tonight.
I'm going to.
How is everybody looking?
Never better.
Mathias looks like he's in a shitload of trouble.
I'm dealing with the problem, but you can see that I'm wounded, I would say, immediately. I'm obviously getting hit by a lot
I'm
of
going
things.
to. Well, let's give this a shot, and I'm going to play on my pink jazz flute, and it sounds completely out of tune.
Just
there's no semblance of song that comes from it, but I'm going to do a mass healing word, which would affect Rodok because I don't have to see him.
nice.
Or mass cure wounds, I
Great
should
when people know how to
say.
play that.
Okay.
So I'm going to expend 5 charges of it and do that, and that will be my turn.
Okay, you all feel you hear the dulcet tones of this jazz flute, and you all feel a good amount of damage. Okay.
How much damage?
I'll tell you in a second.
I accept this amount. And I'll move my skull a little farther down.
But yeah, that's my turn, so someone else can go.
And then it's going to flyer its tongue at Avantris after taking a good amount of damage. Disadvantage, you're right.
Oh.
Disadvantaged. That is going to be a 19 hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so it slides you and you're right above the water. as it's going to hit you and deal some damage here. For
23 points of healing.
I will uncanny dodge it.
Okay.
For half.
That's sweet.
13, 28,
Ooh.
20...
You can stop counting now.
31 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'll take
and it drags
16
you,
or I take 15.
Round
down. 15 then, right?
and you are dragged to the water, and it's going to then try to make a bite attack against you. And not disadvantaged, but it gets a 16.
Miss.
And it misses. So you are able to dodge out of the way as you can see that it has room for more in its
Am I
mouth.
grappled?
No, you just pulled.
Oh, he just
it's
stuck
pulled,
to
and
me.
then he basically gets you close, and then he tries to
And he
jump
missed.
on you.
Okay.
And he missed. So you're just right there. You're just now in his melee range. With that, it is Vanish's turn.
Oh. I'll stab in the face.
You do that.
Thanks for the help,
Dex, you say?
friend.
21.
21.
That'll do, pig.
That hits.
Really?
Plus 10.
Yeah, that's just extra from.
14 AC.
That's good. There we
Nice.
go. That's going to be
Nice.
12. That's 20.
Fuck yeah.
26. 36 points of damage.
36 points of damage. Damn.
But better than 30.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Working your way up.
Okay. As you stab in his flesh is singed, he's not looking great.
Sorry. So hold on. Con saving throw, please.
He won't.
I also forgot a con saving throw.
Okay. Con saving throw, the first one, we'll say for Rodek, is a 17.
That passes.
Yeah, 17.
Con is a 10 for Mathias.
Okay, it loses 1d10 hit points at the start of its turn from when I hit it.
Oh. Okay.
And he takes 3 hit points from me.
Okay, so 13. Okay, that works.
No, 1d10, so you have to roll for it.
Unless it's undead or a construct.
It's undead.
It is not.
This is not a robotic behemoth. We're learning. We're learning.
That's good.
With the rest of my turn, I'm just going to move backwards since I get my free disengage with the
You do
attack.
that, you move backwards, flying out of range of this thing. And with that, it is...
Mathias.
Oh no, Rodek, I need to roll your acid damage here.
No.
Ass damage.
He does not care for it.
Ass.
You take this much in acid damage.
How do you
Not
even
much,
get
8
out of
points.
this guy?
8 points of acid damage.
I think that
Fuck your
he
way
has to
out.
throw him up after a save if he does damage to him.
Okay, with that, it is
I got eaten by
Mathias'
a
turn.
toad. I don't remember how I got out though. Tickle is
I'm going to free object
the dingle
interaction
bit.
the high cocked hat and take it off and become my devil form.
Okay, you do that.
And I'm gonna look around at all these assholes, and I'm gonna be like, "See, Midnight Matthias White, and know that your end is near." And I'll clang my my fucking diabolic boarding pike, and every single
Excellent.
Is that your weapon?
every single yeah it is. Everyone in a
clang your
30-foot radius
diabolic
needs to succeed a
boarding
DC 17
pike.
Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of me.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Let's see. Froggy
Get the fuck
Joe,
away.
Wisdom.
Yeah,
15.
Fucking run!
fails.
14.
Fails. It's 17.
They all fail.
Alright.
Alright, they are now disadvantaged on ability attacks and attack rolls for the amount of time that they can do that.
Where once was Matthias is the human is now this massive bearded devil. His tentacles are wriggling. This horrible clang rings out, and all of them, even though they're undead, they're not immune to fear. That's interesting.
I've been holding it. Awesome, I love it.
And they're all looking at horror, this fiendishness. Even in death, they can be feared.
Is that Froghemoth undead?
No.
Okay.
She's a monstrosity.
I will turn also to it, and with my bonus action, having held my clanging boarding pike, I will take the end of it and pull arm rest or give it a crack. It probably
Do you need the attack action for that?
Yes.
Oh, I need to have taken the.
To do your bonus action for the third attack.
It's like a monk.
Still learning. I will not use my bonus action to do that. I guess I will rapidly quaff a superior healing potion.
Okay, you chug a healing potion.
How much is that? Can you hand me the superior?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yay!
Oh, that was
No, you
fun.
got it.
Almost. Better. wow.
Oh, big money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Annual, you're up. Well, he calculates. You chug a potion.
So they're feared, right? Does that break if I attack them?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm again going to volley from his point, so I should be able to hit 4, and then 4 plus the ones I hit before. I think the other 2 are out of my reach. But, so 4 is a natural. Oh, it's disadvantage. Dick sauce.
So you gotta roll a natural 1 to miss.
Okay, so 4 hits, 1 natural 20.
Are you kidding?
2 in a row.
Oh my god.
Fuck me sideways.
You're welcome, Broom. The
That one
Broom
hits.
hits natural 20s for breakfast.
Yeah.
6 hits.
But it's worth. It's hashtag worth.
8 hits. 2 hits. Big guy says 14 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hits. Okay, so all hits. 4.
Are you volleying? That's awesome.
4 takes 11 damage.
Okay. The arrows are flying down.
1 takes 10 damage.
Okay.
And they'll fight in the shade.
What is that? 7 and 6. 7 takes 13 damage. 6 takes 10 damage. 8 takes 11 damage. 2 takes 9 damage. And then the big guy takes 10, 18, 19 damage.
Okay. You fire in 6, 7, 8. Get completely destroyed as the insects disperse and they sink into the mud immediately. And with that, it is
Fuck yeah.
how much did you take? 19, bloody guy. But while I'm calculating it, is there anything else you're gonna do, Anulin? The volley is falling down. Rodic, you're up.
Night, Maya.
Night, Maya.
I will just flail desperate. Do I get any sense that? I guess I will just.
You know that you got spit up by Garu by attacking his insides.
Okay. So knowing that, I will go for attack. Oh boy! Wow! I cannot wait to like ritually fucking sacrifice these dice. After 1.
If you decide to, I'll take them because they match all mine.
Oh yeah, I'll give them to you. So 15 is
We just got the same type of die.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
15.
15 hits.
Same ones.
It hits. Yep.
It hits.
I need more d6s too.
16 damage.
16 damage.
He's cursed.
It is. He's not. He's cursed. So roll the damage for that.
No, it's on his turn.
Oh. Okay. As you slice in, it is.
Did you add an actual one?
You're hacking away and oh, thank you for following. It is not enough to disrupt his stomach as you're getting a little bit, but it's not enough.
Getting very
unfortunately.
unlucky.
It's looking rough, but okay. With that, it is
Monsters 2.
Monsters
At the
2.
beginning of their turn, because they are frightened of me, any creature that is frightened of me within 10 feet takes 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
So that's 2, 1, and 4.
2, 1, and 4 in the fragment.
Oh.
Yep. 2, so how much? You roll that. Roll
No,
that.
it's half my level. They just take 6.
So what? So wait, who takes 6?
2, 1, 4 in the Froghemoth.
They die of fright if they die.
2,
That's
1.
awesome.
2, 1, and 4 in the Froghemoth.
Number 2 looks at you and he rips his face off in terror of being.
I love it.
Okay, Jesus Christ, and he also just takes 6 damage. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that happens, and then they are going to try to swarm you and all attack you. Only 3 are left. 4.
Yeah, 1, 4, 3, and 5.
What's your AC? 19.
18.
Miss.
18.
18. Miss. Barely missed. This is gonna hit. And that's gonna hit. And the claws swing in and they sink into you for 8 points of piercing damage, and you are now grappled by this one zombie.
I hate being grappled.
And your feet kind of sink into the muck.
How do you like them grapples?
Hey.
So you're up.
Cute.
You got him.
I am going to. I am gonna cast all 3. She's got volley. I'm gonna cast all 3 of my Eldritch Blasts at the Froghemoth.
Got it.
We're getting close.
Natural 20.
Okay.
19, and then more than 19.
Okay. They all hit.
So I'll roll my natural 20 first because I wanna.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
15 for my natural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other 2 hits.
Yep.
And then 14 and 14.
Sweet. So plus 28.
Apologies, the creatures that were frightened of me should not have been able to move. They were in my aura, and they're
You're right.
0.
You're right. So you're not grappled. Get rid of the damage. Yeah. Could you move them back to where, just generally where they are?
I think they were like this. Yep. I want to say, or like.
I apologize because I'm still getting up and running with this character.
Like this.
Okay.
Oh, so 2 would have been able to hit. I'll just say because I fucked up. I'll
There was definitely 2.
And they weren't
disadvantage.
I didn't disadvantage it. I didn't disadvantage it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fine. So you're not grappled.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, he's 3 alive.
NBD.
All 3 blast into the froghemoth, and you see one of the eyes rupture as it's looking incredibly rough. The tongue is lolling out. Rodak, you're still inside. It is hanging on. It is hanging on. With that, it's its turn.
In the con saving throw, it takes 1 whole damage from the curse.
And it takes 1d10 from my barbarous pike.
8?
1d10.
Okay. You roll that?
I do?
Yes.
He's like, sure, I
mean,
will.
Your creature is 6 points of
your damage.
Bleeding damage.
1d8, 2.
Is that
So
from
10 points of damage from the curse?
Like it causes
1
bleeding?
point.
That's fucked up.
1 damage?
1 damage from the curse.
And then how much damage do you? How much damage?
So sick.
Get ready.
That's fucked up, man.
As these spikes around you are damage this, the curse from King Krem is crippling it. It is barely hanging on.
Did it con save?
Oh,
not that it will matter. It's not gonna matter.
Natural 1.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
2 stacks of it.
Vanish, you're up.
I am going to fly back towards the froghemoth and shout, Ronak, I'm gonna get you out of there, buddy! And attack.
He's not like suffocating, is he?
12!
12 misses.
I'm gonna use a lucky die.
Yeah.
You're feeling lucky.
22!
There you go.
Are you gonna do more than 5 damage?
Yeah. I literally can't.
Roll it.
It's gonna be 10.
That's
rolled a
fucking
6.
good.
10, 11
Really
is
good.
How do you want to do this?
21. I gotta total it up at this point because I rolled really well. 21 plus 9 is 30, 32. Actually, I might roll shit here. 39. 39 points.
39.
That's great.
With, yeah. How do you do this?
I want to... as I've been attacking it, I've kind of been attacking the same spot. I want to try to, like, see if I can, like, jab the rapier in and, like, try to cut into it to try to, like, make space to find
And
Rodek.
also
Like,
cut
I'm just
open
going him.
Rodek's throat. Like,
Yeah,
he's gonna step
I
right
actually
into
want to
there
just
and
kill
jump.
Rodek, too.
So, it's looking incredibly rough. Its eye stalks, one of its eyes is already popped, but it's still ravenous. Its hunger, it's not running away, despite it being a beast. And having its prey, it needs more. So as its tongue is lolling out of its mouth, it opens wide to try to bite you. You manage to stab in, ripping out its tongue. It falls into the ground, and you manage to grab Rodak, covered in fucking horrible mucus and acid, 5 feet from him, and he lets out this horrible croak, and the light fades out of its 2 remaining eyes, and it sinks down into the
I want
swamp.
to immediately fly up, I guess on my
I got you, buddy!
Oh, thank you!
Mathias, you're up.
I hate swamps! And I will walk forward, or I'm right next to that guy, so I'll take an attack pop on number 1 right here. That's going to be 14 to hit.
14 to hit. That'll hit.
Okay.
Oh, it's the cloven.
Yeah, the contract, yeah.
6.
Not the one you signed next roll.
11.
Happy.
18, 22 damages.
To number what?
Yep. To number 1. And he has to make a constitution
No,
saving
you
throw.
cleave this zombie in half.
He turns into
fucking
mist.
explodes.
Okay.
Yeah, he turns into fucking
I'll
mist.
step forward to the next frightened undead bullywug.
Yeah.
Looking at him, and I'll be like, "You fucking cocksucker!" I absolutely hit, and I will do 4, 7. Oh, that's not right. 7, 13 plus 4 is 17 points of
To number
4 of damage. And
Number 4?
Yep, number 4.
You stab your pike into it, and it looks like, and he collapses together.
Missed it.
And I'll walk forward to the next frightened creature, and I'll make a polearm attack on him with the end of my butt. 12 to hit.
12 to hit hits.
Mind-blowingly, and that'll be 6 points.
6 points. Number what?
Number 3.
Number 3. It's just been hit, and you bap it off the end. It cracks its head a little bit. It is still.
So are you like hacking, poking?
Yeah, I mean it's like wham,
Right.
wham,
And then slap.
Is number... I can't see what that
It's
is.
3 and
5
5.
and 3.
Is number 5 damaged?
Number 5 has not been damaged. 3 has been damaged.
What?
Okay, I am going to transfer my Hunter's Mark to number 5.
You do that?
That hasn't been damaged.
Yeah.
Save the last one for me.
Maybe. And I'm gonna just volley
Was that your
from
Sylvia
either
version?
one of them. So number 3
You get natural 1 to fail, yeah.
and number other one
Natural
fails.
Natural 1.
Wow. Add
I'll
to
mark
the,
it down on the
So you
thing.
channel your natural energy.
She's on the broom.
She's on the broom.
She's not sturdy. She's like sitting on a broom, like firing arrows.
Sylvie is the only one who's used the
3
broom
is
enough to be able to cast it normally from it.
Pretty bad. 7.
Had to work for it.
I can't count.
Cast
15.
Versus using a longbow. 15 points of damage. Number 3 to number 5.
Number 3.
Number 3. It's still hanging on as it did not take that much damage. As you fire and it misses 1, however, and then Rhoda, you're up.
I will fly up over, spitting on the corpse of this fucking guy.
Free object
Hawk
interaction.
2, Hawk 2.
Hawk
And
two,
I
Hawk two.
will fly in with a attack on number 3. 15. That hits, right?
Yep.
They're 11.
Oh, I'm not disadvantaged. Well,
Well, what was the other
They
one?
both hit. 5 and a... Yeah. And then I will do... Well...
Number 3.
I love that there's like your taxes on the back of this fucking piece of paper.
No, it's the messed up contract. Of,
it's the
demon
contract.
So,
Yeah, you can see it says
12
the
damage for the
cloven
first hit.
or
To number 3?
What a joy that was.
You
to write.
slice it
Yeah.
in half
Okay.
and sinks into the mud.
15 damage on the second attack to number 5.
Okay?
And
You
then
hack into it.
third attack is going to hit 8.
I'm never gonna
14
see that.
damage to number 5.
14 damage. You hack into it and it's falling apart, but it is barely hanging on. It's their turn. It's going to just make an attack on you,
It
Rhoda.
starts with 6 points of damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
It disintegrates from insanity.
I'm going to, if I can, for flavor purposes, I'm going to reach forward, grab it by the fabric of whatever it might be wearing. I guess it might be naked, but I'm going to grab it by the flesh if that's the case. I'm going to pull it forward. And I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to eat him with my beard. Is how I want to do that.
Okay.
Ew.
So you see this bearded devil with these horrible hooves lean forward, grabbing this zombie and yanks it. It seems to have these fear in its rotting eyes, and you just see the face disappear into this massive tentacles, and suddenly the whole head is picked clean and collapses
Holy
down
fuck.
onto the
You can
ground.
see the sizzling of acid as it drops poison to the ground.
And quiet returns to the swamp. All you hear is the flickering light.
Good God, Matthias! What the?
I'm gonna lean over to the
was
broom
that?
and just.
The beard comes with some additional benefits.
And then I'll turn myself back into healthy, happy Santa Claus.
Vandris is still like grimacing. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you still have tongues?
Yes,
I don't know.
for an
Okay.
hour.
For an hour. So you hear Bluffs.
He also took that 28 healing, by the way.
Oh, great! Thank you. He
I would
actually.
never forget Bluffs.
23.
So
23, I apologize.
I literally already forgot about him until
Never forget Bluffs.
yeah, so he
I
actually
made sure it could do
a
a
lot.
6.
A lot of his wounds have been healed up. The flies are seemingly staying away now. Seeing this devastation.
I'll turn on him immediately, and I'll say,
Get off that broom and come speak with me.
No, you can talk to him on the broom. He's my new friend.
Well, I can tell you that his name is Bluffs. But if he be wanting to live and go and start a hair salon called Blubbles, he's gonna have to come down here and have a conversation with me.
I turn towards Roy. I say, "Do bullywugs even have hair? What's this so long?"
That was amazing. You were too quick. You were too quick.
When I play Mathias, it's like...
he looks at all of you horrified. He was on the verge of death when you found him. The magical healing that
I'll just look around, I'll pat him on the head.
Well, I don't know what you're saying, Blubbles, but I healed you because I want you to have a good life and to find a wife. So please answer whatever questions he has so he doesn't kill you and waste all of that healing energy.
Well, I saw what you did with that beard. Yeah, I'll answer whatever you want me to.
Tell us, Blubs, do you know where they took the ship?
Can you make a intimidation at advantage and make a persuasion at advantage?
Oh.
Okay.
Because he can understand her, right?
Correct,
Yes.
but he can understand her.
Right.
They all have
25.
28.
Okay. He seems to be very amicable. He saw you slaughter, and as his eyes are kind of lingering on the sinking form of the
See
frog
what
myth.
we can do.
Well, I have the catfish. Are you asking about the hungry catfish?
Aye, we're speaking of the, I understand it was a casino boat of some kind.
Yes.
A cruise.
Aye.
A cruiser.
Ask him how we get into the Shadowfell.
Are you aware of where it was taken? And can you tell us how they're making their way into the Shadowfell?
Well, they took the catfish to the other side.
Oh boy.
I thought it fell through.
They took the catfish to the other side. I believe that's
The other
Shadow.
side of the... Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question.
I'm happy to clarify.
And
And that's all you asked? Where they took it?
And how do you say?
What did they do with it? And did they have any plans for it? And why would they take it?
Oh, and ask him if 2 + 2 is 7 or not.
Is 2 + 2 7 or not, or also possibly 4?
no, I had to make a lot of change, so I'm actually pretty good at math.
He's good at math.
Great. So it is 7. Good.
And as you ask him about where to get in town in the Shadowfell, I believe you asked that. He says,
Oh, the other side. Well, you have to go.
and he points. And as you see now, the fog is starting to thin a little bit. As directly up ahead of you, these two paths on either side, with water down the middle, seems to snake forward.
I refer my compass to his point.
And the point goes exactly where his fingers are pointing. And the snaking waterway goes towards 2 weeping willow trees on either island. And you see these massive drooping boughs. And thank you so much for the follow, Moose. That is the greatest Switch name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Thank you. Welcome to our family.
Welcome to the family.
For when one moose just isn't enough.
Yeah.
You see
What do you need?
how
Peas and moosin.
you see now that these pikes with the glowing fetishes and candles seem to have almost a runway on either side of these, and the massive drooping boughs of the weeping willows completely shroud the end of this waterway wherever it goes. And he points like,
Down there, to must take the water. That was how they got through.
He's pointing the way through these pikes, and the compass is making something of a triangulation and pointing the same way.
I guess it's not too early to give you this back then. And I reach into my coat and I give you the boat.
Does this require attunement? Or just the
No,
command
I don't
word?
think so.
no, just the command word.
It'll feel good to fucking boat!
And as you say fucking boat, you throws out, and as you're familiar with, it lands on the water and is a large whale boat that can fit all of you very comfortably.
Did he answer about the catfish, the boat?
Yes, I believe they took it down this path, and it also made its way to the other side, the Shadowfell.
I ask him if they're expecting us, if there's some kind of trap on the other side.
A good question.
Oh, well, I didn't hear anything about a trap. I do not know if they know you are coming.
And you say that your friends were killed because you didn't agree to become undead like the ones who attacked us.
We did not want to. We had served Ruberul. He was our god. And once he was slain, we saw what Samadi did to him. And we did not also want to suffer the same fate.
I turn and I communicate both of these answers to the team.
There are worse things than death. But even they could not escape.
There are indeed worse things than death. What do we want to do with our new friend, Blubber?
Let him go. I would ask him see if he can make it home on his own, because this is where we part ways.
I'm sure he doesn't want to come with us.
Do you want me to fly you out of this immediate area so you can potentially make your way more safely?
I listen to what you say, and then I turn and I'm like,
would you be leading us into the other side, or would you be accepting me friend's offer?
I very much like your friend's offer. If you go to the other side, beware the will-o-wisps.
He turns and says, Mathias, third person style. He turns and says,
he wants to be on his way. He does not want to go to the Shadowfell, as I just asked him, using the tongues that you were so kind to provide.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'll deposit Annulin in the boat with them, and I will basically just quickly, fly as fast as I can just to get him out of the immediate area, set him down so he can run off into the swamp wherever he wants, and then head back.
You do that, and you fly him out very far away. You find a patch of soft earth. You let him out, and he holds onto your hand, and his eyes look wide with fear, sadness, and there's regret in there. As he grabs your hand and just... And he starts bounding away, and you hear a loud splash as he leaps into the water. You eventually make your way back to the group.
A very satisfying battle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you relayed that we have to go through
yes,
by water, right?
Yes, I relayed that the candles seem to be leading the way. Are there any candles in the immediate vicinity, or does it look like they're farther down?
There were two on either side of him, on where he was tied up. And you get the sense that was what had animated initially all of those corpses.
I see. I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna look at these corpses. And have you ever considered? And I'm gonna pull up the undead, disgusting, rotten. Have you ever considered eating one of these bullywug creatures? Their legs look most delicious.
I can honestly say that I've never considered it once.
No.
Just planting the seed.
And as you drop that, it sinks into the muck, and you look up ahead, and quiet, very eerie quiet, comes over the swamp, and you start to see a flicker of fireflies start to fly around these drooping boughs of the weeping willow, and they become more and more numerous as the boughs start to light up.
All right. Shall we?
I take this as a good sign. The fact that he had a little mutiny of his own, on his own ranks, tells me that we may actually be able to win the day and take down this Garou creature.
Yeah.
I hop into the boat.
Oh no!
Are there 2 oars? Is it one person per
There's
oar?
2 oars. You could do this, or you can each grab one.
I'd be probably resistant. If you went for it, I'd probably stop you and be like, it's weird when 2 people do it because they have to be in sync in a way that I'll just
do the honors,
please.
I start to make my way, and
the thing. Are you afraid of confronting this creature, this Garou?
No.
Depends what you mean by afraid, I think. He is even more powerful than he was before in life, and that's horrifying to me.
But I said it once, and I'll say it again. We haven't found a thing that we can't kill yet, and we're still alive, so... We're gonna keep facing it.
I want to hear that kind of confidence, for I feel it should be Garou that is afraid. He is the one who should be filled with fear that the 5 of us, capable of so much, the 6, thank you, of us, are capable, and Lumi there? I give her a little, and then,
you see as she kind of goes, like kicks her legs off as your wings flutter a little faster.
And I say to ye, if we can win the day, that will all be of a mutual benefit.
I think that fear is nothing more than a hindrance. If you spend all of your time being afraid of that you have to face, then you go into it just a step below what you're capable of.
Thank you. Exactly what I'm trying to say. And
I pause the rowing. I'll stand as we're floating through, passing through these different candles, and I will attempt to extinguish one of the candles with my fingers.
Okay. You go and you snuff it out, and it lights back up as soon as you release your fingers.
And we will extinguish this Garou character.
We should have told you that was going to happen.
And even if he comes back, we'll extinguish him again.
We'll extinguish him again.
Just as I did.
Right.
I like where your head's at.
I have faith.
And you all get 17 temporary hit points.
Oh, you motherfucker.
What is that?
Inspiring leader. If I take 10 minutes to try and inspire the crew, then I will give them my level plus my charisma as temporary hit points.
That's amazing.
I've literally spent a week writing like 6 speeches.
You still have them.
Yeah.
It's me roguish background.
You might
I
wanna
stole it
double
from you.
Unbelievable. What a fucking waste, man.
We'll take inspiring leader. It's a great feat. I love this
I
feat.
already took it.
Oh, you did?
Yes, that's why I spent all the time doing the speeches.
Oh, no! I'm so sorry. Oh, that's a nightmare. It's a great high charisma.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You should have fucking taken alert. I don't know what to tell you.
No, alert's no good. Alert's no good.
So it boils down to you're not going to be with us forever.
Fuck it.
You start to learn from my inspiring speech as I give it. And that was my objective, was to try to deliver that action.
It was perfect.
Yeah, so you do that, and
Sylvie gets extra because she helped. I'm kidding.
There you go. And so as you
advantage
all,
temporary hit points.
As you all, you're going to continue rowing.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to make my way, occasionally checking the compass, but I assume that each time I do, it's sort of like continuing to guide us along this winding, candlelit path.
So you row, and as all that you can hear is the sound of the oars hitting and moving the water. As the boughs of the weeping willow get closer and closer, and you see the flyer fly start to disperse.
The flyer fly.
As you approach. And as soon as the bow of the boat hits the drooping leaves, you start to hear faint music off in the distance. As it gets louder and louder, as you hear the far-off brass, jazzy music of what you were so familiar with in the Hungry Catfish. And as you pass, you feel a wave of shadow wash over you as you are engulfed in the canopy of these trees. And you row, and you feel like you should be making ground, but you're still surrounded by the weeping willow. And as you continue, it gets darker and darker and darker. And then the darkness starts to get lighter and lighter. But it's not the moonlight. It's the strange glow of orange, pink, purple, moving, dancing lights as all of you pass over to the other side. And that is where we'll end the session.
Good deal.
Great job.
Yes.
Great job.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
gonna
thank you
cool
guys.
We're in the fucking Shadowfell. Holy fuck.
Oh man.
I love it. I'm so sorry.
Thank you to everyone who came to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the twist of fate. We're
Thank
in
you,
Shadowfell
guys.
now, so we're gonna fucking need it.
Yeah.
And all of our new subs and followers. We love you guys very much. Those of you that are familiar with Avantris and Chill, it's one of our sub perks. We will be filming that shortly, and that will be linked in our Discord. So make sure if you're a new sub tonight that you follow our Discord, so you can get the link and watch our thoughts about the session.
Yeah, and then I think that's for subs. It'll be dropped in the Discord. We have You'll Be Witness on Friday.
Yep.
So come and hang out for that, and with that, I think we're good to go. Who are we rating?
The Venture Maidens.
Yay! Show them the love.
They're
So-
very good stream.
Yeah.
Show them your
owlbears
Hooters, your
if
Hooters.
you're a sub. And we'll see you guys on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.
Love you.